Good morning, good afternoon, and hello to everyone out there in Buff Nation. Welcome to the show. Welcome to TLP Sports Club. I am your host, guys, Harry Billion. Today's show is going to be amazing. We have a pretty good show for you today because there's a lot to talk about. There's so much to talk about, but so little time. So we got to get the show on the road. For those of you who are new around here, we talk Colorado Buffs, Big 12 football, and some other things, all right? Just in case you didn't know, some other things that are outside of football that sometimes pop up, and we talk about them. I hope you're okay with that. And if you are okay with that, do me just a little favor. Just a little favor. I need one more subscribers to go 14,000. Right now, I'm at 14,599. Let me check the last time I checked these numbers. Let me check the numbers so I don't lie to myself. Okay, we're at 14,599. Guess what? You can be that one subscriber to just put us over to 14,600. We are absolutely blessed and we are doing great. Hey man, welcome to TLP Sports Club. This is TLP Live. All right. Whether you're watching the videos or you're watching me live and you're coming on the panel, this is a great community for you to talk college football. A lot of conversations are surrounding Colorado. We're trying to change that so that we can invite more people to this community. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are now starting to realize I'm teasing a little bit, you know what I'm saying, my assistants, okay? I got my virtual assistants that I'm teasing a little bit, and I'm dropping other stories. For that, before we get the show started, guys, all right, let me just do a little bit of housekeeping. Like I said, if you're new around here, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to smash that subscribe button to help the channel grow, guys. And let me just give you a little bit of information. Love and Liberty, what up with you? You're first in the chat. I got to give you a thumbs up. This is a real thumbs up. This is a what up, Buff? I'm driving through Texas, 3 hours from San. Oh, man, you still on the road. Gee, yo, you driving. Dang, homie. Woo-wee. Love and Liberty, man. He's a fan. He's a friend, not a fan. He's a friend of the channel, man. I appreciate you, man. When y'all get a chance, go to Love and Liberty Media on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the show. There's a lot of show. Before I do all of that, let me just tell you what's on the show today. So my friends have been talking about some of the people that I'm learning the game from over there at the Big 12. Drake told. He talked about Coach Prime. What people are writing about Coach Prime giving insurance to his team. I want to talk a little bit about what that means. And then I got another topic where my guy Drake Toll was talking about the fact that 247 Sports is messing or tampering with the numbers, with the recruiting numbers, with numbers that makes things like numbers that will help you and the players to the evaluations. There's been some tampering going on. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about that, but I want to spend more time on Colorado's dominance that's going to be displayed. Colorado's dominance in Texas. And if they make a fool out of me, after I tell them that you're going to dominate this game, I am going to be upset because this is our last time watching y'all. But anyways, we got a lot to talk about. But before, I'm not AI, okay? I'm not AI. I just wanted to make sure because I went away from the mic. But we got a lot to talk about. Before I do that, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. All right, let's go ahead. And, I'm supposed to just press the button. I had everything ready to go. Let's go. Okay. Let's do it this way here. When you are on TLP Sports Club and you are on the channel, guys, I want you to please do me a favor. Please understand that we got We got this here. If you go to the post sections, you're going to be seeing the different posts that I'm posting in the community part, of the TLP Sports Club. And for all of those new members that are familiar with this, you're reading the stories. I see your comments. You're reading the stories. I'm working hard to make sure that I have engagements when I don't have a video up or I'm not going live, guys. I am still with the community post. The unique part about this community post is that there's a metamorphosis going on. There's a transformation that is going on with the entire TLP Sports Club community or the platform. Okay, I am now posting stories that are not necessarily just about sports. So I am engaging new audiences, trying to introduce new audiences to come to the platform. Like this story right here. Home Alone director debunks running theory about the McAllisters. Okay. The Home Alone director has officially debunked a popular fan theory about the McAllister family's mob ties. That's an exciting story that I got from the Daily Post, the New York Daily Post. And guys, I summarize it and I put it right there for you. There's different stories right here that are going. Different stories here. Rest in peace, this young actor, Hudson Meek, died in a tragic accident. Guys, I'm posting stories that are interesting to me, and some are finding it to be interesting as well. And just started off with this story right here, guys. We can start the show off with this story right here. Spend a little bit of time just talking about the fact that Coach Prime's his influence on college football, it's now matriculating down to other NFL guys coming into college football. Not just the black guys, but also you got one of the GOATs, okay? One of the GOAT. Bill Belichick is in college football now at UNC. You got Michael Vick, guys, who's over there at Norfolk State. And now you got this. Deshaun Jackson is now going to be at Delaware State, guys. This is part of the Coach Prime effect. Okay, Coach Prime's effect is affecting college football. Let's go to the comments. Let's see who has commented so far. Oh, we got Linda Brooks up in here. Congrats, Coach Jackson. Go do great things. And then we got Peter Investor says, congratulations to Coach Prime, to Coach Jackson, and every other coach from our community. More importantly, we give thanks to Coach Prime, successful in turning around college football programs like JSU and CU Colorado, which brings light on the endless possibilities of player coaches. God is really utilizing CP in a special and specific way to get our attention. KV Dunbar says, congratulations to Coach Jackson. Coach Prime, Fida Madat, I'm sorry if I'm botching your names. Coach Prime has been and still it has been in the work. Coach Prime knew Deshaun was going to be a coach. Yeah, see? Channel 323 says Belichick is now coaching in college, so the Prime effect is still going strong. As you can see right there, guys. So again, we can start off with that. Coach Prime's effect. Coach Prime is affecting college football. Now, obviously, you can say a lot of things. That ain't had nothing to do with Coach Prime. That is just happenstance. It's going to happen anyway. But listen, we all know. I don't know if you have a difference of opinions or not, but because Coach Prime has been successful at every single level of coaching, when it starts with the Pee Wee League, then he goes to high school, successful there, undefeated seasons. The guy just don't know how to lose, okay? I'm just saying, he just don't know how to lose. Okay. Oh, man. All right, okay. All right, so he goes to high school, all right, in Texas, wins there, takes his son, and then they go to Jackson State. Now they're at college now. All right, that's FCS, the little brother of the FBS. Okay, this is the little brother. Hi, little brother. How you doing? Okay, football championship subdivision. The win there, okay? Yes, he did not win the Celebration Bowl. I understand. I get it. I get it, okay? For all of y'all who just can't let bygones be bygones, he did not win the Celebration Bowl. That's the thing that, even if he won the Celebration Bowl, why do I feel like a lot of y'all would not be satisfied? It would not be enough because we go beyond like, okay, he won it. Let's say he wins it. Okay, he won it. So what? But he can't win the Natty. It's always going to be the next thing for you, okay? You're never going to be satisfied, okay? Anyways, I got it all into the show without just letting you know that this here show, guys, is a show for you. Don't get stuck in the comment section. Come here on the panel. This is a community where people come and we talk college football. We talk about the Bucks. We talk about the Big 12. Did you know that Dylan Edwards was killing it? Did you know that he killed it? That's our Dylan Edwards, okay? By the way, we raised that boy, okay? We own that boy, okay? We own him. Yes, we do. We own Dylan Edwards. That's our Dylan Edwards. But he smoked it. 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards. My goodness, that boy was firing it up, okay, in his bowl game. Now, the bowl game is a little weird. The name of the bowl was a little weird, but, you know. Hey, listen, I got to make fun of this stuff because I'm new to this, and I'm still learning. So, y'all got to give me some time, but in the meanwhile, I'm still going to make fun of these things. After all of this, I ain't going to be able to make much fun again because now I'm going to be all professional and stuff. I'm going to know the names of things, the names of all the players, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to be able to do all of that now. So, in the meantime, I can still make fun of it. And thank you for joining me. Let me just give you some landscape. My camera's here. So this is where I talk to you. I look at you and I say, hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? RW Emerson. RW Emerson. Okay. Then I say, what's up, Texas? The Texas Truth. And I say, what's up, love and liberty. But then my screen is right here. So I'm going to, you know what this thing that happens, right? I look over here and it's going to look like I'm looking away. And then I start showing you my side profile. Okay. So that's what happens. So just please forgive me if I don't look at you directly and say, hey, guys, I hope you're doing well today. All right. Happy holidays. Happy belated Merry Christmas and all that good stuff. Okay. We're back to work. Okay. We're back now. You good? You've eaten enough. Tell me what you ate. Put in the chat. What did you eat? What did your family make? Did you go away? Did you not go away? I plan on going away. I stayed in New York. Had some technical difficulties, but I had to stay in New York. I was planning on going to Maryland, did not make it. What did I eat? The wife made fried chicken. Okay. Yeah, she made fried chicken. We had on the Liberian side, we had palm butter, we had palava sauce. Okay. And then we have mac and cheese. That's what I couldn't remember. My brain was just like, I'm not telling you about the mac and cheese. I will not tell you. We have mac and cheese and some other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have. So hopefully you're doing okay. But enough chilling with the family and all of that. Not doing no work. I've been doing videos. I've been posting in the community. If you've been noticing, I've been posting. But we got to get back to work. It's time to go. Okay? So let's go. Let's get talking. Right there on your screen, guys, okay, you will see jointlplive@gmail.com. Right there on that screen is jointlplive@gmail.com. This community, you can come over here. We can have a conversation. You don't have to get stuck in the chat. If you are back to work and you can't do it, it's all good. But if you have the time, it's a great place for you to just joust with someone, with kid folks. Folks that you've been telling they ain't know nothing about no football, you've been cussing us out. We all come here and we realize that we're all human. Like, oh, you're not just in the chat no more. You're human. Okay, I can't cuss you out if I'm not just typing. If I'm not a keyboard gangster, I can come here. You can respect me. I can respect you. We talk football after that. It's all good. We go back to where we came from, and it's all good. We go back to somebody else's chat, and then we go cuss them out until we get to learn who they are. It's just life. But this is a great community. The only thing I ask is, please, just keep it respectful. I don't kick nobody out unless you're like belligerent, unless you're like cussing people out. You're coming at people for no personal reason, like for personal reasons, like it's not football no more. Now it's like, yo, you suck. You ain't no good. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not that serious, bro. Like, calm down, okay? Colorado's going to beat on your BYU. But calm down. It's not that serious. I got 2 eggs sitting right here. Let me show you my eggs. I got 2 eggs sitting on my plate. I'm going to look over there every now and then because you can see my fat cheeks. I want to eat those eggs, but I don't want to eat it on screen. Let me drink my orange juice. I got to work out this year, okay? Stop playing with me. When I was in college, I was very muscular. Those days are far gone. Long, long gone. Anyways, I think I'm a comedian like when I'm asleep. Anyway, how can you be a comedian when you sleep? Yeah, I think I'm a comedian in like a different life. So let's go. First thing we want to talk about. Oh yeah, write down this email because I got to take it off the screen. You feel me? Join tlplive@gmail.com. Write it down. One day, you're going to get the urge. You're like, man, Harry B don't know what he's talking about, man. No, man, no. That play was this thing. No, man, what? Travis Hunter? Man, his fiance is going to be all right, man. We ain't talking about that. Nah, I got to come on this panel. And then you can just use the email because I got to take it off the screen, okay? Travis Hunter, God bless you, my brother. Hang in there. It's tough out here in these YouTube streets, my brother. Hang in there. You're a good one. You're a real one. But we're not touching it. We're leaving it alone. Okay. We pray around here too, in case you're not used to this channel. We do pray around here as well. Okay. So if God says, hey man, go ahead, send one up for Travis Hunter, send one up real quick. Father God, please hold Travis Hunter. Please hold him. Father God, wrap your arms around him while he's going through these tumultuous times. It's real tough. They're trying to steal his joy, Father God. But I pray in the name of Jesus that you hold him, Lord, that you just keep him. Keep him, Lord. Because we all play the game, Lord. And we all know that whatever people watch is what we got to give them. But I just want my brother to just be okay. He's human. And he has feelings just like everybody else. But it's tough decision. Like, I see 36,000 views. Should I touch it? Why do I have to be the bigger man? Oh, those YouTube checks. Oh. Okay. I'd rather pray for him. Anyways, Lord, I pray all this prayer and I cover my brother in Jesus' name. But I like those views, though, Lord. Give me something else that can give me a lot of views in replacement of talking about Travis and his girl, Lord. In Jesus' name. Amen. This was a tough prayer, Lord. This one was a tough one. But amen. We're leaving it alone. Oh, man. The Texas Truth said, I think you should touch it. I ain't touching it. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I just prayed. I'm leaving it alone. Okay? We got a lot to talk about. There's so much to talk about. We ain't got to talk about that. I just pray for my brother. He's going to be okay. But let's go. I'm taking this thing off the screen so we can talk. This is what I want. I want to start the show off with this. Oh, let me make sure that nobody's trying to come on here. I'm so sorry, Phil. Oh my gosh. I don't want to have no problems. Oh my gosh. What do y'all think about the Coach Prime effect? I didn't spend too much time. I didn't spend enough time on that. What y'all think about the Coach Prime effect? The Coach Prime effect. What y'all think about that? Now that we got Deshaun Jackson, let me see what y'all saying. Let me ask y'all. Let's spend a few minutes on that. For those of you who are watching, those of you who are going to come on the panel later, So we got Bill Belichick. So it's not a black thing, right? It's not all a black thing. But Coach Prime did say, like, look, if I succeed, then I know that it's going to open a lot of doors for men that are just like myself, right? So let's talk about that. Let's spend just a few minutes on that, and then we'll move on. But not just men like himself, but we can associate Bill Belichick, like what he has have ever considered college football if Coach Prime wasn't successful there, and knowing that college football, and let me just the carnal American sin would be saying college football is way bigger than the NFL. Maybe not bigger, but like more exciting with the views and all of that. Like the excitement is over here. This is where the young folk are. This is where we are. This is where it's so exciting that like they're doing everything they can do to try to steal it away from us, right? I can say us now because I'm 2 years in. If you're 2 years old, you can say gaga Google. So I'm like gaga Googling my way into college football. I'm 2 years old now, so give me a break, okay? Anyway, yeah, but what do y'all think, man? So you got Bill Belichick, you got Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, and there's more to come. Is that because of Coach Prime? Let me bring on my first guest. That's going to be Love and Liberty. Appreciate you. Love and Liberty, what up with you, man? Welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Harry B. How are you guys doing? It's good to be here. Apologize if there's some road noise in the background, but we're on the way to the Alamo Bowl.
Have you, like, how long is that drive?
We're breaking it up into like a 2-week road trip, but how long was the drive from beginning to end? 12? 15 hours.
15 hours. Lord, y'all been having fun. Like, what are some of the most exciting things on the way there that you've done so far?
We spent a day in Taos, New Mexico, Taos, which is beautiful, and then we spent 2 days in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is also beautiful. There's ski resorts in both towns, and we're in a big Sprinter van that has it's like a little tiny house inside. So we got a place to stay wherever we go. So that's why we do these road trips like this.
Oh man, now you're saying we. I don't mean you to like identify everyone, but who is this? Is a family or a friends trip? Family and friends, or is just family?
It's me and Mrs. Love and Liberty and our dog Pork Chop.
Oh, okay. So are you driving or she's driving? Like you're alternating? How does that work?
I only drive. She doesn't drive.
Okay, all right. I get it because obviously my wife, I mean, she drives too, but whenever it's time for, I like you to drive because I want to sit next to you and all that good stuff. I don't know if that for you, but I think it's like a weird man and woman thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but it's a 23-foot long van. It's 10 feet high. I have control issues when it comes to driving, so it works for us. She doesn't want to drive. She likes to ride. She's a doctor, so I'll be the driver.
Okay, I thought you were about to go south with that 24-inch. Anyway, let me leave that alone.
Hey.
But I don't know where you were about to go with that. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't ask for all that. But I did not ask for. Anyway, man, look. So let's spend a few minutes on this topic: Coach Prime's effect. The Coach Prime effect is affecting college football in different ways. Shantae, what up with you? Hope all is well. So now we got Deshaun Jackson, we got Bill Belichick, we got Michael Vick, and there's more to come. I want to get your thoughts, and if you guys are in the chat, I want you to please chime in. Does this have more to do with Coach Prime, or was this going to happen anyway?
I think it definitely has to do with Coach Prime, and I think all of us following Coach Prime have been calling this prediction from the moment he started having success at Jackson State. Because if you ever played, anybody in the chat that ever played, and you had a coach in your ear, their hot, stinky breath spitting in your face, yelling and screaming at you to go harder, who are you going to go harder for? Somebody who's been there and done that and got a gold jacket to show for it, or somebody like Dabo who played, third string and just nerded out on the strategy of the game? I'm going to go way harder for somebody who's been there and done that.
So, yeah, I mean, let's see. TA says the Mike Vick hire is somewhat understandable, but the Jackson hire is a bit questionable. Jackson has zero coaching experience and isn't known to be the most patient and role model, like no judgment. I mean, I understand what you're saying, TH, but I think that's part of it. That's a successful coach gets other coaches in, whether they have experience or not. I don't know how much experience Michael Vick has as a coach, as a head coach, but yeah, this is what happens. They're going to try him out. Now, there's a little bit of a concern. What happens if these people start to crash out and burn? Like, do we get a regression, or is it going to be where, okay, this is the hottest thing right now? It's hot. Okay, so this our culture, the way that human beings act, this is how it's going to be. Okay, now it's popular, so you're going to rush. Everybody's going to rush and go do it, and then it's going to balance out. It's like cryptocurrency. All right, when it's hot, everybody rushes into it, but then when Bitcoin starts to settle down, there's no more Doge, no more altcoins, all that good stuff. So, Love and Liberty, tell me how you see this going. Is it gonna fizzle out? Are we getting to a point where things get a little bit like, okay, right now it's hot, so we're gonna see a bum rush of people coming in, and then it's gonna fizzle out? Or do you think it's gonna be a steady growth of people coming into college football, former players?
I think this is just the beginning of what's going to be a new status quo in the future. I think in the future, if we go to core principles, like who is going to actually know the game and the players better, I don't think anybody is going to be a student of the game or the players who play it better than somebody who's been there and done that. I think the days of these old, out of touch, good old boy connected guys who weren't capable of playing, so they had to coach, like, it's guys who, like, I want to be around the game, but I'm not good enough to play, so I guess I'll coach. I think that's going to all fall away, and I think some players are going to work out and some are not. Somebody's talking about the Texas talking about Deshaun smoking weed on a podcast a week ago. Who cares? They need to normalize these players using weed to recoup their bodies too, but that's a whole nother topic, and that's going to be another wave that'll come in the future. But before that, we're going to have a lot of players, coaches, and they should have the freedom to do things their way and see how it goes.
Hey, well spoken, like a Boulder kid.
You already know. Harry B.
Well spoken, like a Boulder guy. I get it. I understand it. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, and even like I said, I always call back to my days at Clemson, and being friends with a lot of the players there, and they were engaging in it back then. But there's ways to beat the drug test. So I mean, it's always been a part of the culture, and people just need to accept it and deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I was watching a video on weed smoking in college football. I don't know if it was us talking about it or something, but something's in my memory bank coming up. If Phil's about to come on in a second, maybe he can remind me, because I feel like we were just talking about weed smoking and how weed smoking, like it was us, how like the either the NFL or the college football folks are allowing some weed smoke because they know that some of the biggest players, that's what they do. They smoke weed. So anyway, that's going off on a little tangent for this Deshaun Jackson situation. But I mean, we all know about Ed Reed, right? We know about the situation that he had. I mean, is that going to be let me bring on Phil. Maybe he can talk about this too. But everybody ain't going to be a prime. Everybody ain't going to have the prime. The prime effect will bring them in, but what keeps them is going to be their own personality and then their own record. They're going to have to stand on their own record. Phil So Real, welcome to the show, brother. I hope, like again, Blake, if you need help, because I know the mess. I read the message that you sent me. If you're not okay, just drop off. If everything is, if you're not okay, just drop off. Go easy. I know what. Anyways, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna do it today. I don't feel like it. Takes up too much energy, but all is well. Glad we get to talk about smoking weed right now. This is gonna be fun.
We're not talking about smoking weed, okay? I was just...
Oh, okay.
Why are you so glad that we're about to talk about smoking weed? I don't know why you're so glad, okay?
I mean, I got thoughts about it. There you go.
Is that why you coughing over there, Love and Liberty? Anyway, so listen, man, just a few thoughts on this whole coaching situation that's happening with the former players or former coaches like Bill Belichick entering the college football space. I just want to spend a little bit of time talking about that before we move on to more pressing issues.
Yeah, sure. Well, Bill Belichick, I'm not overly surprised with that, and I won't even put him in the same conversation as the whole prime effect with Vic and Deshaun Jackson now being coaches at HBCUs. I think Bill Belichick was eventually going to get back into coaching. There were rumblings because his son was one of the defensive position coaches over at Washington last year. So now he's going to be coming over to join his defensive coaching staff at North Carolina. So not too surprised with that. As far as Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson are concerned, man, I love to see it, especially with Michael Vick going back home, going back to that area where he grew up at. I think that's going to be great to recruit the area. Deshaun Jackson, a little bit confused, kind of like T.H. said, kind of confused about that. Don't know too much about his coaching experience. I don't think we're going to see a lot of people replicate or duplicate what Deion did at Jackson State. But if you look at somebody like Eddie George, who was able to win his conference, I think in the second or third year that he was at Tennessee State, I think that's something that we can look at. And we also need to give him the love and praise that we were giving Deion as well, because he's doing a great job at Tennessee State.
Yeah, so, I mean, are they giving them grace because they were former players?
Of course.
If you're a regular coach, right? If you come out, let's just say for instance, you come from if you want to be a coach, you got to coach, right? You got to have a resume as a coach. But when it comes to former players, we're giving them a special grace because they've done this thing before. Right. So it's not. Are we looking at it as the same thing? Because if you're just a regular guy coming off the streets, we can't give you a special grace because you want to be a coach. At least these guys have played the game before. Just thoughts on that. We can move on.
No, yeah, I think people are getting the benefit of the doubt, and I think that some of the success that Deion had is making people.
Somebody said, "Turn your mic up."
Okay, is that better? I'll keep talking and just let me know.
Oh, that's better. Like sometimes people don't do anything. They'll be like, "Is that better?" Just to poke fun. But
no,
yeah,
I actually turned my mic up.
Okay, now you're good. You good for me? Yeah, you good for me.
Okay, cool. But no, I just think like because of the success that we saw from Deion, I think other schools will want to, try to duplicate that as best they can. I think some people are looking more at the the name and see if they can bring in people just based off of their name. But I want to know which one of these coaches are really going to go in and do the work, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to win. Yeah, Deion was able to bring in some of the bigger name recruits, for HBCUs because of his name. But at the end of the day, he still had to go in there and do the work. So I hope that Vic and Jackson are willing to go in and do the work so they can hopefully be successful. And then we can see more coaches that used to play and more coaches that look like us have success and eventually kind of get up to that Power Four level.
I mean, they're starting, like TA said, at the HBCU level. This sadly could become the news trend, but the P4 Power 5 level teams will uphold their standard of requiring a successful coaching pedigree. Good high school coaches will suffer due to this. with so many colleges all over the place, do y'all think, Love and Liberty, do you think high school coaches would suffer? I think we talked about this as far as the NIL and like the different routes from the JUCO situation where how the walk-on men suffer. But as far as the coaching, you think high school coaches will suffer from this?
No, I couldn't disagree more. Like, I disagree pretty much everything with that comment, because I think competition raises the standard everywhere. And I think if you take NFL players with pedigrees like Vic, and Deshaun Jackson has a Super Bowl, doesn't he?
Does he have a Super Bowl? I don't know his stats. I don't know. I don't want to start lying.
Let me know. Let me know, chat, because my point with that is that to observe the work that it takes for an NFL team to win the Super Bowl, especially if you weren't just riding along with Tom for one of those dynasties, but if you won it with a team like, I think that you got to give the work that Deshaun has put into his own craft throughout his entire life, he now gets to devote solely to a football team. And these guys have pride. They have egos. Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson have pride and egos. They're going to give it their best shot. And if they don't, they've seen what the press will do to them, even if they succeed, like Coach Prime. So I think they're going to come in. They're going to do their best. It's going to be like Eddie George in Tennessee. It's going to be like Coach Prime. They're going to show the world that nobody knows how to do this better than the guys who have done it. And all of the naysayers, you know, they've got something to say at every topic. You can't do this. Move the goalposts there. They never stop with the negativity and the naysaying. So you got to have guys like Coach Prime being the innovator, Eddie George, Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson coming in, other players like Coach Reed coming in and showing that, yes, this is going to be the new way. It's going to be the new standard. To the high school coaches out there who may be suffering, raise your game up. We don't have enough good, high-quality coaches, in my opinion, as it is. There's room for more. Let the guys who didn't play themselves learn from the coaches like Dion and those who did how to do it in a better way, and let's evolve it for all these future players coming up and give them a better platform like Coach Prime, where it's not just about football. It's about making 360-degree, well-rounded men, ethical, high-standard, disciplined way after football, no matter where they go.
And this is a good place to pivot. So go ahead, Phil.
No, I just want to give a little bit of pushback on that. I think, yeah, it's cool that we got guys that used to play the game of football coming back and coaching, but we still have a very small sample size with Dion. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's been successful so far, but we don't know if this thing is going to crash and burn once Travis and Shador leave. I don't think it will, but again, we don't have a large enough sample size to just say, oh, now this is a new wave. Also, we need to see more success from the secondary guys that are coming back.
Hold on, Phil. Why is that on your palette, man? Why is that on your palette? Crash and burn. Why is crash and burn is simple? Why is that on your palette, bro?
but can we be fair? And did you hear me say I don't think that's going to happen?
But no, that's not. I ain't saying you ain't preface it with stuff. I'm just asking why it's on your palette.
Because I'm saying that is a reality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are one-hit wonders in the music industry. Some coaches had the flash in the pan success, you know, for 2 or 3 years, and then they, you know, coast on by. You know, I think people look at somebody like a Dabo Swinney because he won championships for a few years ago, and he hasn't been able to win a national championship. Now they look at him as though he's been doing a bad job. But if you understand the fact that he's always won at least 9 games since he's been coaching at Clemson, he's been able to win every conference championship game he's been in, except for I think the first conference championship game he's been in. So when people talk about being the new wave, just because you can do it for 3 years doesn't mean that. But being able to do it over an extended period of time is what, to me, qualifies you as creating the new wave. And again, the people coming up behind him like Eddie George, Vic, Deshaun Jackson, Ed Reed, anybody else that wants to come up, we have to see those guys have success as well to really say that we have a large enough sample size to say, hey, this has been a success. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I don't think at this point we're talking about sample sizes because, yeah, Coach Prime is like one of one. And then the fact that he comes in, because, I mean, we can take it back to baseball, right? Because you needed one black guy to get in the sport before the other came, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay. So Coach Prime is that, is one of one. But I guess the fear that I have is would the idea of Coach Prime, would that muddy the waters because they'll be trying to duplicate and not look for the uniqueness out of the other coaches that are actually coming? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I got to show some love to the Texas Truth. I totally agree with the comment they made earlier saying that, winning the Super Bowl doesn't mean that you can coach, and playing in the NFL don't mean that you can coach. So it's about being able to go out there and do the work, because Usain Bolt was always going to be fast, but what made him be fast and become an Olympic sprinter was the effort and work that he put into it. So I think that's what we have to focus on when we're talking about these guys. We can't just focus on guys that came from the NFL. We got to have guys that are going to go in there and study, going to go in there and recruit, going to be a leader of men, making sure these guys are going to class, and then also taking care of the stuff on the football field as well. It's not just having a name out there. And I think that's why we have to give Dion the love and support that we are giving him, because he's been able to do that at a high level so far.
Hey, Love and Liberty, I just want to give you the opportunity to answer the Texas Truth. He said, yo, you're way too positive. He said you will find getting a murderer. Like,
yeah. Hey, if he thinks I'm too positive, then we definitely don't need to bring up the Travis Hunter story, because I'll go in. I will go in and show my negative side on every dude online who ain't had a girl in 5 years talking about Travis. You want to hear my negativity. And the last thing I'll say is I'm not commenting specifically on Deshaun Jackson because I don't know his character over the years. I am commenting specifically on the core principles that someone who has been there and done that knows better than somebody who hasn't.
Yeah. Shante said the fact that Coach Prime did it the right way by gaining over 15 plus years of coaching experience. Once again, he proves to be a unicorn by going through the ranks, although he's a Hall of Famer player. Yes, that is correct. Coach Prime is one-on-one. Like, he ain't, I don't know, a lot of people don't even think about the aspect that Coach Prime has been coaching. And I keep reminding them, I'm like, look, hey, you can look at the Go Jacket and all of that stuff, but this dude has been coaching for a very long time. And he fell into it. He's just like me. He saw the coaches coaching his sons, and he was just like, the heck y'all doing? It's like, nah. And then he started coaching his own sons, and then, history can tell the rest. But, yeah. Anyways, the Coach Prime effect, that's what it is. Let's go ahead and pivot to this. The idea that he's doing it right. Coach Prime is getting insurance on his players. Have you heard the story? Coach Prime took out an insurance policy on his players for some odd reason. Well, I don't know if it's an odd reason, but college football.
It is not an odd reason, Harry. I can promise you that. It's not an odd reason.
I know. I know it's not an odd reason, but this is the setup here. College football has a problem that I don't know it can be solved with certain things that I guess the way that things lined up, because right after the season, you get combines coming up for the NFL, or if you want to go play overseas or go play everywhere else. And this has happened before. Players who decide to go and play that one last game just because they love their team so much. Go Colorado, go Kansas. You play into that game, and next thing you know, you get hurt. It messes up your odds for getting into the NFL or going to play overseas, and you get nothing out of it. You become an Al Bundy. You got to sit out now and tell stories about how great things were.
He was a goat, bro. He was a goat. He still had him a baddie too, though. So don't trip. He had a baddie, so don't trip.
Okay, yo, even with the baddies, okay, those guys they have sleepless nights, okay.
Hey, tell me about it. I'm one of them, so I get it. Yeah.
Yo, there's sleepless nights and regrets. I couldn't do what I really wanted to do all these years. Now I'm just a has been.
Oh man, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Oh man. So Coach Prime took out an insurance policy on his guys and said, listen, man, if that happens to y'all gonna get some money. Now, I don't know the implication. I mean, I don't know the details of the insurance policy because it's very hard to insure people that do extreme sports. It's very hard to insure because you can't really tell like what's going to happen. If it happens, some of these players, depending on their policy and how it's written up, if you get hurt, you get money. Let me get some thoughts on that. Let's spend a little bit of time on that, and then we'll move on to the next thing. You want to start it off with Liberty, or Phil? You go ahead.
Well, we can go to Love and Liberty if he's ready.
Let's do Phil. My service might be bad right here, so by the time Phil talks, I might be in a better service area.
All right, go ahead, Phil. Let me get your thoughts on that.
Cool. So to your point about extreme sports, man, I don't know if you noticed, but like the cameramen and like the people that put up the rigs for the WWE, they have better insurance policies than the actual wrestlers themselves because the job they do is so crazy. But I want to say I definitely commend Dion for doing this. He's not the first to do it. But I think this is definitely going to be one of the more high profile situations where you have two guys that could likely go in the top 2 picks in the NFL draft. The last time we saw something like this was when Bryce Young and Will Anderson played in the Sugar Bowl against Kansas State. Bryce Young went number 1 overall. Will Anderson went number 3 overall, and they both played in their bowl game in the last game of the season. So I'm glad that they have the insurance policies. I hate that we've seen injuries in the past. They have made this become more common, but I'm glad that Dion and Colorado, University of Colorado, is being forward thinking and making sure they can have these guys insured so we can see them go out there. Because honestly, I wasn't expecting to see them play, but now I hope Colorado goes out and hangs 70 on them. I want them boys to go out with a bang.
I don't know how many of the players are not playing or playing, but yeah, some guys are gone and some guys are still there. But Quinlito's way, Ricky Williams had a huge policy back in 1998. All top players do this. So yeah, but I think Coach Prime is he's ensuring not just the top players, right? He's putting out an insurance policy for guys that are going to get into that game, and it's possible that hey, even the lower level guys, the guys that just kind of like play a couple of snaps, if they get hurt, your insurance policy kicks in, and you get to claim a little bit of money.
Right. But it's also kind of like having flood insurance and you live in the desert for somebody like Mathis trying to get an insurance policy because he's not going to break a sweat outside of warming up in the game.
Yeah, I mean, but with it's mostly for those guys that are actually going to get on the field and risk having injury.
Yeah,
obviously,
your Benson,
yeah,
your Seatons, those guys, Jimmy Horn, West,
right?
All those guys.
So we'll get to Colorado, the game itself in a minute, but let's pivot to Love and Liberty. Are you ready? I want to get your opinion on that, man. I know you're driving, but if you're driving, that's fine. But okay, so the policies and how they're different. Like you're gonna get when it gets to like a Shador or a Shiloh, Travis, their policies are gonna be, I would say, in the millions, right? When you get to
I believe Travis and Shador have a $10 million policy is what I've heard, but I haven't read up on it enough to know the exact number. But I heard 10 million or up to 10 million.
Wow. Yeah, those policies are going to be crazy. They're going to be skyrocketing. So yeah, as far as like the other players, I say it's a good thing because we know that some of them are not going to get drafted, right? So I don't even know how you write up a policy. What'd you say?
I said, unfortunately, yes. I mean, like that's that's a reality of it because there's only a small percentage of guys that make the NFL, and then there's going to be even smaller percentage off of each team that make it. So Yeah, we speak in real life. You know, yeah, we call them kids sometimes when we talk about college players, but at the end of the day, they will be considered adults. You know what I'm saying? Once they graduate, so it's just a
Yeah.
harsh reality of the world that we're in right now. Everybody's not gonna make it, so you got to have some type of plan in case you don't.
Love and Liberty. I know you're driving, but if you blink if you're ready. Let me know. Just jump into the conversations. Let's turn a little bit. Are you there?
I think I've switched cell phone towers and I've got decent service now. I hope.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, man, your thoughts on this policy, on this insurance policy, and then we can move on to the next topic, man.
Yeah, in short, as Deion Jr. says, it's a beautiful thing. It's the right thing to do. It's what the coach does when players just hear, I'm opting out for my safety. Other players are opting out for their safety. It's a coach's job to say, hey, there's another way. We have instruments to handle situations like this. It's called insurance. Let us get you a big policy and let's go play. And you see 2 of the top 5 draft picks are like, cool, that does it for me. Let's go. So it's a beautiful thing, and it should be the standard.
So Shante said disability insurance is a smart move. It protects players and discourages dirty hits since no one wants to set someone up for a life with a reckless, dirty play. I'll push back on that in a second. CP is playing chess, not checkers. Yeah, I don't know that knowing that somebody has insurance that you're gonna pull back from the hit. I'm like, oh no, I ain't trying to get you paid. I doubt that.
Know if that's gonna be the case. But at the very least, if you do,
I don't know. I kind of
be all right.
I kind of agree with Shante on this one because the players talk to each other on the field. So I could picture Shedeur looking over at that Kansas guy who hit him in the knees and being like, go ahead and pay me, mother, and then if you're talking about it on the field, I think what Shante is saying could come into play.
Really? You gonna give this girl some life with that? Come on now, do you think somebody gonna be out there thinking like, oh my gosh, he got insurance, I ain't gonna hit him? Like, come on, bro.
No. I would still hit him, but if I was a dirty player, looking to collect a bounty or whatever they're doing, I might think twice because of exactly what she said. Like, if I really have hatred for this dude where I want to end his career, but I know that what I was going to do to end his career is going to set him up for life, you just messed up my whole motivation.
But no, if I can stop him from making 100 million, and he only make 10 million, I think that's a pretty good bargain. If I hate him that bad, I'm okay with the 10 million because now he can't get the 100 million. If I'm really gonna be a hater, let's be real.
Why is this a thing? Why we even? We're negotiating different ways. We're like, hold on. If I can stop him from making 5, then maybe. What?
But listen, parent, the successful people in life do not hokey pokey their way through life. They don't put their left foot in or their left foot out. They put their whole self in and they shake it all about. So if we gonna hate, we gonna hate all the way. That's all I'm saying.
First of all, why do you have so much experience with this? That's bothersome for you to sit there and methodically come up with a plan or someone you hate and how to end their career. Yo, that's diabolical. That's weird. That's weird.
Listen, I told you, I can't hear a hypothetical situation and not think through it as though it is a real life scenario. So I'm saying, if I really hate somebody that much, yeah, I can end his career and he only gets 10 million instead of him being able to get $100 million contract and then get all these other lucrative advertisement deals and stuff like that, being a spokesman for somebody. No. What he gonna do with Adidas if I done broke his leg? You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be running anyway. So why Adidas gonna give him a $50 million deal on top of the $100 million deal he gonna get for playing football? No. Get that $10 million and walk around with crutches.
The point is, with no insurance policy, you break his leg and he gets 0.
Correct. I can agree with that.
So anyway, I everybody's going to process this differently. I just think that what Shante said is not out of the realm of possibility for some. I don't know. I mean, I think that it would. Some of these players, like the dude who hit Travis on the sideline, that felt personal. It felt like he wanted to be the dude who took Travis Hunter out. And I just wonder if it would change people. Like, what was that guy's name for Colorado State who hit Travis? I wonder if what Shante is saying would have made an impact on that guy. That's the type of player that I wonder about.
I mean, if
Blackbird or something like that.
Very well could. Blackburn or Blackwood.
Blackburn, Henry Blackburn.
Yeah, Henry Blackbird. But y'all are planning this out too. This is weird for me. Okay, the way y'all are really discussing this is like y'all are like real methodical with it. It's just weird. No, it feels weird for y'all to be so meticulous with it.
I say it jokingly, but seriously though, like, I mean, it could make people think twice. But I will hope that in the bowl game, we still see people playing 100%, but not to the point where they're having a lot of dirty hits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see people thumping out there because I've seen some pretty good bowl games with that happening, but we don't want to see dirty hits in the bowl game, not at this point of the year.
Hey, if you want Shante to be on your good side, just say something nice about her because she's loving on Love and Liberty now. So, anyways, Shante, we love you over here.
And if you do the opposite, I can tell you how that works out for you.
Oh yeah, we already know. If you don't want to catch the wrath of Shante looking like a beautiful Asian lady from South Korea. Anyway, let me not get on her bad side. She knows football. She drops gems. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this. Yes, Shante, we're haters over here. We're not on the Shante boat. Anyways, let's go.
24/7.
Let me see. Where's my screen? Let me adjust my screen over here because a lot of production issues here. Some guys, when they do their shows, they're like on one screen. For me, I'm like multi-screens over here. So, but this I found this to be kind of like similar to what we talked about with 2-4 with on 3. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I don't want to spend that much time on it, but whatever time that it takes to spend on it is important that we talk about it because I feel like on 3 has done this before. So let's hear them out and then we'll talk about it. This is one of my favorites, some of my favorite people that I like to listen to, Drake Toll and Kevin Borba. I've been using Kevin Borba's writing from Athlon Sports for a while now. These guys are helping me. Drake on the left-hand side of your screen, he covers the Big 12. So he's becoming one of my favorites because that's one of the guys that I'm learning from. Just trying to get some knowledge from him. Kevin Borba is a writer, and he covers the Buffs as well. He's one of the guys that I use his writing. So no shame in my game. I'm still new to this. I'm learning, but let's listen to what they got to say.
ESPN has tampered with the Big 12 in their recruiting rankings, and the example goes to BYU, Texas Tech, Colorado, Baylor, across the board. And that example is a guy who committed to the Buffs like Makari Vickers. What would you say? You know what? I'm going to ask you that. Makari Vickers is a great recruit, a top 100 player out of high school, a 4-star, 95 overall rating by 24/7 Sports. And then the second he commits to Colorado out of the transfer portal, he's dropped to an 87 3-star, number 249 cornerback in the country. Goes to Oklahoma, all good and well. Top 100 player, 4 stars. But then after 2 years of development at the school that they were giving him 4 stars for, they've docked him, shipped him off to Boulder as a 3-star. And Borba, here's what's worse. The entire time he spent on the roster at OU,
how to turn a chilly 50-degree room into a comfortable 73 degrees in 90 seconds.
That stuff don't work. I got it. Don't get it.
He counted in the strength of schedule as someone who boosted the overall acumen of OU. But the second he comes to Colorado, Oklahoma's lost dead weight by getting rid of a 3-star kid, and Colorado has picked up a washed player who wasn't developed at all. Gone are the days where 2 years of sitting on the bench are normal in college football because you're developing. Now, he's docked points and hurts Colorado in the transfer portal because 24/7, ESPN, CBS, these properties have it out for the little man.
Yeah, I think transfer.
All right, so Drake has been on this diabolical train wreck of a conversation he's been having that the powers that be at ESPN are trying to cripple the game of college football, and he's been going nuts. He's been going straight ham, okay? Merry Christmas, KMS. He's been going straight ham. All right. But what he brings up here is interesting. Well, number one, because he's talking about Colorado. He's also talked about other players as well. We know that On3 does this thing where anybody that transfers to Colorado, all of a sudden, they'll go from a 5-star to a 4-star, or a 4-star to a 3-star. This is affecting NIL. It's affecting different things that can help the player to either gain more money. So why are they doing this? What exactly is going on? Let me get your thoughts, because I got some thoughts of myself for myself, but I just find this to be weird. We're still having this conversation where, is it a Big 12 thing? Is it a Colorado thing? We started off with saying it was a Coach Prime, people hated Coach Prime thing, but it seems like it's still going on, and we're taking it from the idea of just being a Coach Prime hating thing to now it's a Big 12 thing. Let me get your thoughts, and then I'll put my thoughts into it.
Go ahead, Phil. I'm in a bad service area again.
Okay, sure. So here's the thing. Like, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's kind of hard to not think that it's a duck, right? But it's also weird because, if anything, it would behoove them to kind of give them the CU bump in the positive side, because now that gives them more traffic and gives them an opportunity to just kind of talk more about Colorado, because we know Colorado drives numbers. Now, obviously this year, as far as like ratings with the football portion of it, the numbers were down from last year, but as far as like social media engagement, YouTube clicks, things of that nature, we know Colorado name is going to drive numbers. So to me, it would make sense for them to boost up Colorado's prospects more so than to knock them down. But I will say it is weird that it is a noticeable thing that happens when guys go to Colorado. Now, some people, I can understand how they might lose a star here and there, like the whole Juju situation when he lost a star. That kind of made some sense to me, just because he reclassified. There's only so many spaces for 5-star players in each class. He is a 17-year-old going up against 18, 19-year-olds, so that kind of made a little bit of sense. But as far as some of the other guys that are losing stars, not quite making sense to me. So something doesn't smell right about this situation.
Right, and I don't, I know when I bring these reports and I do these videos, people will call me out, oh, Harry, you got your primate glasses on, but when it starts to happen to like the Big 12, and here's the bigger conversation. The bigger conversation is the fact that Drake and others are on this mindset that ESPN wants to create a super league, a conference with the Big 10 and the Big 12. And SEC. So they are on a destruction path to where because they have the platform and they have the bigger microphone. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to downplay the other conferences, because right now, until the Pac-12 comes back with their Boise State and other people that they're recruiting and making a Power 5 again, you got Power 4. So, but we are the SEC and Big 10. Their competition level is much higher when you see Ohio State beating on the SEC school like Tennessee and all of that. So now ESPN is on this diabolical train to try to make sure that it downplays the ACC and downplays the Big 12, so that way it looks bad in our eyes. So then, when they then pitch, this is propaganda, when they then pitch their bigger idea to say, hey, look how bad that other product is, look how much better this product is. When they do finally pitch it, it'll make sense to people who are, the boosters or the people that have the money. So they're on this train to try to destroy the Big 10, the Big 12 and the ACC. So this is part of that bigger conversation. Colorado just kind of happens to get caught in the crosshair. So I kind of want to, Love and Liberty, I kind of want you to kind of talk to that as well. I don't want to make it too much into Colorado, because obviously this has a bigger implication than just a Colorado story. Even though Coach Prime is Big 12, so now it's affecting Coach Prime as well. But I want your opinion based on that as well.
I would be very interested to look at how much SEC schools and Big Ten schools spend as economic markets relative to Big 12 schools, because I always want to follow the money. When something looks fishy, I always want to follow the money. And sometimes the money leads back to Las Vegas. Sometimes it leads into the pockets of various good old boy networks, which just seems what we're working with here. But that would be one of the first places, like if I was stopped and I was on the internet, I would start to be looking up how much, and I'm trying to phrase this correctly too, like how much does Tuscaloosa, the population of Tuscaloosa, spend on football each year relative to the population of Boulder? Because there is something up, Harry, and part of me wants to say they could be going after the Big 12 because of Deion. Like they want it, but also I hear what you and Drake are saying about it applying to other schools. So I really don't know. This is a very interesting topic to me, and I totally agree that they're trying to prop up the SEC and the Big Ten at the other conferences' expense.
So let me give you some stats. I'm glad that you brought that up. So the Big Ten, as far as economically, all right, the revenue aspect of it, the Big Ten Conference, over $1 billion annually. All right, projection started in 2020. The projection started in 2024 with a new media deal. All right, so you got the Fox, CBS, and NBC, and additions. Right, this is earnings, right?
Okay.
This is the annual revenue. All right, so the Big 12, the Big 10 comes in the first with $1 billion. All right, because they added USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington. And the way that you think about this is not in the play, it's the market. Right, so the market is what drives the money. It's not. Some people like to say, "Oh, those teams suck. Who cares?" Right? That has nothing to do with it. When we're talking about earnings and we're talking about what market it's in, you got to think about USC, UCLA. That's the Hollywood market, right? That's our side of the world.
Hey, Harry,
go ahead.
On that really quick.
Yeah.
And if you don't think markets matter, look at the World Series numbers that. The numbers that the World Series did this year when they had the LA Dodgers going against the New York Yankees, and then not to mention with Shohei Ohtani, you had the Japanese market as well that was staying up all night to watch the game. So the numbers were stupid. So having the right market does matter. That's why the SEC was happy to get Texas, because they got the Austin market, and then like you said, the UCLA, the USC, you got your LA market over there, and then all the way over to Rutgers, you got your New York market. If they can kind of turn it around, which they had a pretty good game last night against Kansas State, but lost. If they can kind of turn it around, then maybe you can get some of that New York market as well. So I just wanted to say you are spot on with that.
Right. So the best way to think about it, do not think about how good or bad the team is. Think about the market and where it's at. All right. So and then coming in second is going to be, so that keep in mind that's over $1 billion annually for the Big Ten. So
and we can't forget about basketball too. Sometimes we talk about football a lot, but sometimes basketball plays a big role in maybe trying to get a team that doesn't necessarily make sense from a football standpoint. But basketball is like, hey, this basketball team is pretty good. We can do something with them as well. So just wanted to add that too.
Chantel, what's wrong with you? What you talking about? I want to argue. Like, what do you want to argue about? what is wrong with you, girl?
She problems.
I don't want peace. I want problems. What is wrong with you, girl? Stop playing. Eat some more pie, okay? I don't know what type of pie you like. I hate pumpkin pie. I like pecan and baked sweet potato pie. All right. So the next one. So coming in second is going to be the SEC again. Okay. Again, think, not play. think money. I don't want no arguments after this whole live is over. I don't want nobody coming at me in the chat or in the comments talking about, oh, the SEC is the best. Da, da, da. We're talking about markets and money, okay? Because Love and Liberty brought it up. He said he wanted to think about the money. So here, this is the hardcore information. So the SEC comes in second with roughly over $802 million, and this is their earnings. So I don't have the 2023 and 2024 numbers. I think those numbers are still being tallied. All right. So of course, you know Alabama, Georgia. Those are the reasons why. And then obviously they got the ESPN deal, which is worth $3 billion. That started in 2024, but that's the thing that's happening because ESPN now has such a big portion of the college football market. It wants to take away the bad products. All right. So ESPN is like, you know, they're too big to fail or whatever it is. It's like they want to take away the small little products that's not really making them that much money. I'll give you an example. YouTube is going to get upset with me. Like, you guys know that I stream some of these games, right? This is how it works. For the big games, ESPN and their little markets or whatever would never allow any YouTuber, any streamer to stream any of those games under no circumstance. I was streaming a game. Within 10 minutes, I had over 2,400 people watching, and the numbers just started going. Brrr, it started going up. The second that YouTube caught wind of that, shut it down. ESPN does not want to share. When it comes to these low rinky-dink, these low smoke screen games, they don't mind us streaming it for them. They don't mind us helping them out. Yeah.
Harry, let's go on and argue real quick because I know what you're trying to say. Because I know the game that you're referring to, and I swear to God, Harry, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it that way. I listen to me. Don't upset me today. I know what you're doing, but at the very least, Jackson.
No, I don't think I'm doing what I don't think I'm doing what you think I'm doing.
Okay, I'm just making sure because you know at least that school finally won a national championship. Now that coach is gone, so that's good for them.
Did you want to say it anyway?
Pretty much. Since we having WWE today, since it's a battle royale, since it's Royal you know, somebody want to argue, let's go. Let's just do it. Why not?
All right. So it's not about the HBCU, okay? I think that's what you meant. That's what you're trying to say. That they'll let me stream all the HBCU games and not the other games. It's not about that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And let me say, by the way, the most money I've made is off of that Carrollton game. Was it Carrollton? Is Carrollton and Grayson, right?
Yeah, Carrollton and Grayson.
Bro, I am still making money off of that game. All right, so that was a great idea, and Phil, thank you so much for sending me that link. Boy, that thing is still paying me. The people are going back to that game and they are watching it over and over again.
That's what's up.
But anyway,
and yes, Juju should have played with that broken hand. It's the last game of the year. It's the state championship game. You lost it last year. You want to try to win it going out. You know, you got to play in that game. You know, unless it was going to be career ending, you got to play in that game.
So, but yeah, I mean, do you play him the whole game like they did? You don't put the other kid in and just try to give him a chance?
I mean, if you send him out there and he's your 5-star, all that quarterback, you're gonna ride till the wheels fall off. Or what they say, you dance with the one who brung you. Juju got him there that far. You're gonna live and die by it. That's kind of how I feel.
All right, cool. Okay, so the Big Ten, we're talking money now, guys. The Big Ten is number one, $1 billion. The SEC, the Southeastern Conference, is number two, $802 million, almost $1 billion. You can practically say it's $1 billion. The Big 12 Conference comes in number three with $440 million. Okay.
Half as much, half the revenue. There you go, Harry. There it is, right there.
That's right. All right. So, and then the ACC comes in third with the fourth. I'm sorry, Power Four. 617. 600 is hold on. Their revenue is 617 million in 2022. So would that be third or fourth? Would that's fourth? Fourth.
That would be third.
That would be third, but they're bringing it down in a little different way here.
Are they saying that next year they think that the Big Ten is going to overtake the ACC?
The Big 12. Well, the Big 10 is number one. The Big 12.
I misspoke. I meant the Big.
Oh, okay. Hold up. I think what they're including here is that the new 6-year deal with ESPN and Fox starting in 2025, valued at $2.28 billion for the Big 12. So that's what's pushing them at number 3.
Okay, so they have been fourth, but next year they're projected to overtake the ACC.
Well, right now they're number 3 because of that $2.2 billion deal. So, so when the year turns over to 2025, the valuation is going to be $2.2 billion for the Big 12. And the ACC. Go ahead.
I was going to ask because I thought Love and Liberty was asking how much money do the schools spend based off of their economic surroundings, compared to other schools, not how much money they bring in. Because
I was looking for how much they bring in because this gets to the point. I wanted to see the data, but now that Harry has revealed it, this is my point. ESPN is taking care of its best customers.
Yeah.
So
you can see it clearly. You can see it clearly in the numbers.
But let me ask
the Big 10 and the SEC, those are the big money makers.
But here's the thing though, if you look at a show like a First Take or Round the Horn or Undisputed, shows like that, right? If they do the best numbers when they talk about the Cowboys and Lakers, they're going to talk about the Cowboys and Lakers every day. You know what I mean? So, but if they realize that, hey, when we talk about the WNBA, we don't do good numbers, they're not going to talk about the WNBA. So if the people in the room that make the decision see, hey, we do the best numbers when we have SEC games on, that's what they're going to go after. To me, that makes the most business sense, does it not?
I mean, yeah, it does. It's like talking about Travis Hunter's fiance versus talking hardcore football, where I'm looking at my numbers in the back end. I'm seeing hundreds of thousands of views. When I talk regular football stuff, I only get 2,000 views. I'm like, oh Lord, please let me get into this ring. Anyway,
same, Harry. Same. I feel you so much on that. I have not made a video because it's so grimy, but at the same time, y'all know who Boog is? Travis's right-hand man, Boog.
Yeah. He's on his podcast.
Yeah, so I met Boog a couple of different times, a couple of different events, and I asked him at the last one, because he recognized me at the last one, and I asked him about the situation if they wanted YouTube channels to make pro Travis and Liana stories. And he said, like, they're split about it. They kind of want everybody to stop talking about it, but at the same time, the hate is getting so overwhelming. He was like, man, if you want to make a positive video about them, go ahead and do it. So even they don't know what to do because it's just become this, like I heard you say, or maybe I heard DJ Bless once say, somebody I heard say that, like, most issues, come around and they're big for a week or two, but this is not going away. This is weird.
It's not.
And we're branching off from the ESPN thing, so I'll get back on the ESPN and then let you take it wherever you want to. But with ESPN, the way people spend their money, it shows where their heart is, where their passion is, where their minds are at. So it follows that the size of money going to the Big Ten and the SEC, you can correlate that with all of the chat on Twitter, all of the Heisman opinions, all of the opinions on Travis's girl. And then they're like, oh, we got little Big 12 over here. And I think if you broke down the money in the market of the Big 12, Colorado's got it. Like the way we broke down all the conferences' money, if we break down the Big 12's money, I've got to think Colorado's at the top, if not near the top. So they're like, how do we get this lucrative fan base in this third place market? How do we get them engaged? Well, We pick on Dion. We pick on Travis. They've got this all tuned to marketing genius. And as long as we see it like that, we'll be okay and we'll know what's what. But when we start getting confused in the narratives and following the ball this way and following the ball that way, then we're just playing right into their hands.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like the what side they're picking is obvious. It's obvious, and again, okay. Hopefully, I don't have Jewish people to get upset with this, but if you remember what Hitler did when they came to selling propaganda to try to, and that's why you have all of these people who will fight tooth and nail to make sure that people don't say crazy things about Jewish people owning Hollywood and all of that stuff, because that's where it starts. You start propaganda. You start small by planting little seeds in people's heads, where he started saying all of these things, these negative things about the Jewish people. And then before you knew it, he was able to now convince his own country, right, that Jewish people were bad. And then boom, they believed it. And then it went to war. So it starts a little bit at a time, and that's what Drake and others are talking about. Is the fact that and sorry for the Holocaust analogy there, but the idea of propaganda is they're going to plant low seeds. They're going to bring on their minions, the people with the bigger microphones. They're going to talk about how poorly these other conferences are. They're going to give you stats. Oh, look how boring that game was. They're going to bring on people who are influencers. They're going to come on. Big influencers are going to come on, and they're going to talk poorly about the Big 12, the ACC, and make it look bad. And then so when they do make their pitch, when they do finally say, hey, here we are, we want to make this super conference, we want to make a conference between the Big 10 and the SEC, it'll be an easy sell, because they would have planted those seeds long time in your head, and you would have been like, yeah, I agree. So when they do finally make their final move, then bada boom, bada bang, you already agree, because you've been lured to sleep with this content, with that sorry stuff that they do. That's what this media stuff is all about. And I always try to shine light on it. When I see it coming, I try to shine light on it. That's why I'm spending as much time as we're spending, because it's coming. You can ask Phil behind the scenes. We've been talking about this stuff. I mean, you can see it like it's right in front of your face. But if you are a consumer of a daily consumer of everyday college football type content or stuff, you can see it. But if you are a casual fan, and believe you or not, the casual fan is where the money is at. The casual fans are the people that they go after to try to draw them into the sport. If you casually click on anything football related online or anything like that, they got your data. If you're in your home, you got an Android phone, or you got a Verizon, or you got Siri, you got all these Google. They're listening to what you talk about. So I want you to please pay attention to what's happening in the media. They're listening to you, and that's what happens. So they hear you. They want your money, so they're going to try to get you. The Phils and the DCs and the Love and Liberties who are entrenched into this whole football thing, they don't care about y'all. Okay? Earth to y'all, they don't care about you. You are not their issue. It's the casual fans that save the sport. Believe you or not. It's the casual fans that can save a sport, because Phil's going to be here regardless.
That's a valid point, Harry. That's a valid point.
DC, Love and Liberty, you will find your little corners, Y'all will go talk football all day. They don't care about you.
Facts.
Go ahead.
But I want to take a moment to also show some love to the Texas Truth. Nobody's picking on Travis. That's the misconception. The topic is his cheating, gold digging, scallywag, nappy-headed girlfriend, fiance of his. That's the issue. We need to call out evil for what it is, and that's what people are doing. So, Travis, we love you. We support you. We're here for you. So I just wanted to agree with the Texas Truth.
Okay, I got to jump in, because I almost always agree with the Texas Truth. I agree a lot of the time with Shante, and with Phil, but I'm against all of y'all on this. I'm against everybody.
If you agree with them, that means you disagree with me. Then, if you think about it.
Well, I do disagree with you, Phil. I
let me
do
just say,
disagree. I was trying to not have this conversation, but go ahead.
all right. I'm coming from the place, if you love this man, if you want the best for this man, and Boog made the greatest point. Everybody told him he was ruining his life and his career when he chose Jackson State over Florida State. Everybody on the internet, everybody who didn't know him, everybody who did know him said, Travis, you're about to mess up your whole life. And he was like, no, I'm not. Watch. So you got to let this man make his own decisions. He's a GOAT. He's been with this lady for 5 years. When he had a chipped tooth, when he was injured in the hospital, he said his own family couldn't come to stay with him in the hospital. She was there feeding him when he didn't know if he was going to keep having a career. And I don't like if you give me any scenario, like if you tell me the claim that she's a cheater, I've got to answer for that. If you tell me the claim she was in a rap video, I got to answer for that. We could get into it on that level if you want, but I'm going to zoom out and say from the highest level, his girlfriend isn't anybody else's business. You say something one time and then you move off of it. If you really love and respect that man, you say it one time in a DM and you move off of it.
Well, I don't love or respect him, so I'm gonna keep talking about it. No, I'm joking.
Hey, fair enough.
I'm joking. Seriously, I'm joking. No, I mean you're right.
So listen, I want to bring DC on before we continue the conversation. He's been waiting in the green room. DC, welcome to the conversation. How you doing, brother? Merry Christmas, happy holidays, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Just sitting here watching some good football. Oklahoma versus Navy. I'll watch anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they don't care about y'all, because y'all are entrenched. You know what I'm saying? You're into the game. So the people that the ESPNs, they care about casuals. They care about casuals. That's where the money is at. And I'll give you another one. It's how Final Cut Pro mess up. This is us these nerdy guys that do this stuff, this technical stuff. Final Cut Pro wanted to have more casuals. Y'all remember the time where what's it called? Where a lot of YouTubers started to like blossom and start doing stuff, and they wanted editing to be a lot easier. So us filmmakers, we were sitting out here, we were enjoying Final Cut Pro, and all of a sudden Final Cut Pro rolled out this new change where now you can clip a video and you can drag and just snap it together. We was like, what in the world they changed the whole platform because they were trying to go out for the YouTuber. They're one of the casuals. When we've been sitting at all this time, it was not a bad decision. It was not a bad move, because look at YouTubers now. They can do whatever now, but they got CapCut, they got VN editor, and then Final Cut Pro. I don't even know if anybody knows the name Final Cut Pro anymore. So at the end of the day, they abandoned their base. And look, they paid the price for it. Nobody cares anymore. Hey, Love and Liberty, stay tuned. I do have don't do that. I do have your stats on the Big 12 schools spending. I do have that for you. So give me a second. But I wanted to dig a little bit into this conversation a little bit, because something's happening that I don't like, and I want to play this clip because I feel like Travis Hunter, like you can feel his joy. Like if you know Travis Hunter, you know what he's about, like his joy, his happiness. He's so happy. But this clip right here broke my heart, and I want to play it for you. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong button. Let me go.
Please do Shador, and he's going to get some teammates. Shador Sanders, quarterback. Cam Hawkins, I'm the long snapper.
Right there, Travis Hunter, he waves it off, right? And then they tell him, Coach Prime and his boys, like Shiloh was like, look, come on, man, take the microphone.
Travis Hunter.
You see that face right there? Travis Hunter, hand the mic. His joy, like that's not Travis Hunter. That's a different person. That's not Travis Hunter. And it's sad. I don't want this for Travis Hunter. I don't want this. This is not my Travis Hunter that I know. I hurt for him. It's sad for him. You know, that's why you don't see me dropping video after video. And for the ones that are saying, "Oh, I'm just trying to give him advice. His his scallywag of a girl, gold digger, all that stuff. I'm like, leave it, man. Like, if you're really for him, then leave it. I'm not doing a video trying to like tell him, give him advice and all of that stuff. This really hurt my feelings for Travis Hunter. We know Travis Hunter, the guy that goes on the basketball court, he's dunking. He's happy. He's in his onesies. You know what I'm saying? Travis Hunter, right? He's streaming in his pajamas, and he's happy. And he's been catching so much strays that it has boiled down to this. And I feel like, the next segment that I want to do, which is we're going to talk about the game, I feel like he's about to go off. Oh, man. I feel like he is about to. Yo, I feel like Travis is going to go off, okay? And it's going to be crazy. But this hurts me so bad, man, that the fact that we have to see Travis like this. Whenever you see a person like they put their heads up and they're like this, like, you watch and see, because he's feeling that shame that, that comes along, because he knows that everybody at that place knows about his situation. Everybody in that group knows what he's going through. And I just want to hold this guy up. I don't want to destroy this guy. I want to hold him up, man. Go ahead, DC.
Right. So here go the thing. And, I'm one of them old schools player from the Himalayas and have lived a life. I want y'all to take a look at the contrast between what happened here by one look that shocked the world and to a certain degree overshadowed a Heisman. And then now look at how Tracy Edmonds just disappeared. You got to do things in a way where
you said Tracy level, Edmonds?
Yeah, you notice how Tracy Edmonds surprised? Yep, how she disappeared. Just as a slow boom. You at that level, and even at this level, that's how you have to operate. You don't have to get all into that. It's nobody's business. The problem is that you explain and you talking. Y'all heard what I said. I would go on the microphone one time and say, I'm gonna say this once. I say, y'all have access to my talent, but you do not have access to my life. Leave my girl alone. Deuces. That's it. No more questions. And that's where I know in this new era that it's like we talk, we share everything. We finna sit here and folks do all kind of stuff, from that to cooking with Kyle, all that good stuff. What I'm gonna say though is that people are the same. So let this be a lesson, folks. It's that you don't have to respond to the rabble, the people out there. And that's what I wish that Travis would do right now, was just go, I'm moving on to football. Y'all do what you want.
Right. And don't play into it, because at first it's all fun and games saying, oh, I troll them back and I do X, Y, and Z. But man, like, just don't answer them, and it's funny because some of the things that are coming out, you wonder like, oh, they watch my channel? Oh, they watch that channel? you sitting back and you like, you may not have the big clout, but apparently these kids are listening and watching every single thing. Because there's no way, like, it started with us. We made this thing go viral. Roland Martin started talking about it. Everybody is talking. I mean, there are channels that are in the weeds into talking to different things that are now talking about it. Spinning. Somebody had a video where it was like, yo, Travis Hunter did not get on the plane because his girl, he's breaking up with his. I said, whoa, but he's right here, so that means he got on the plane. I said, wow, this stuff has gotten out of hand. And
but Harry, can I just say this real quick? Y'all gonna get it. I ain't grow up in this kind of manhood era, man. I mean, come on, dude. That ain't how the game goes. You don't sit there and just be like, oh, I mean, like you say, you check it behind the closed doors and keep it moving. I've never seen that. I don't know what this manhood is, but the bottom line is you done said it, but you don't just be out here doing that. Let that stuff slide and let's just keep moving.
Yeah, man.
DC,
Go ahead.
This is the Kardashification of manhood. The problem is they know how much. Yeah, because they're making money off their own little reality TV show before all this happened. Like, how many people here were following Travis and Leanna's channel before any of this happened? And I gotta say to the Texas truth, because after I got done talking, I went through a bad service area. I couldn't defend myself. Man, you call me a simp to my face. I'm in Texas right now. I have had beautiful women my entire life, and I got the receipts to prove it. I think all the dudes talking about Travis are the dudes who never got any. They have this like rap mentality.
Yo,
The women that I've been with, hey, I am, and I will live debate any of you on my channel with my doctor wife by my side, and y'all talk to her about me being a simp. You know where I met my girlfriend? I was a lead singer rocking college bar, dancing on the first row. So I know it's, I know, but I'm saying, I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop. Hey, I'm crashing out for Travis because I'm crashing out because it's the dudes who don't know what they're talking about that talk the loudest on the subject.
You're right, but love and liberty. Now, come on now, man. You know good and well it's been at least one night where that tequila got to you and you walked out with something you ain't want to see in the morning. Come on.
Of course.
Wait a minute.
Of course.
Listen, we're not. Listen, we're not playing.
This is not godly. This is not men of honor and value. I will not remain on this channel. This is what it's going to turn into, Harry. We have morals and standards here that we live by.
Phil, stop playing with me. Phil, I know what you're doing. Stop playing with me. You was ready to talk about weed a second ago. Don't play with me. Anyway, let me just correct. I don't want my God to crash out. Listen, let me just say this. Listen. We ain't gotta be trying to compare balls and all these things, okay? We ain't gotta do that. We ain't gotta like.
No. Harry, you got people in the chat calling. You got people in the chat calling me a simp. I'm a Marine. You're not gonna call me a simp. Come on my channel. Meet me in Texas. Call me a simp to my face. Like this is what y'all get away with. Y'all get away with saying.
No. Listen.
They get away with saying this to Travis, and he can't talk back to defend himself. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know. Harry, I'll shift. Now I get why we got along, especially after being Marine. Now I get it. Because people want to punch people in the face. But love and liberty, come on, Devil Dog. Let's bring it on.
Listen. Let's correct course. This conversation should never get to a place where we have to say, look how beautiful my wife is. Hey man, say this to me. It shouldn't get there. This is where I'm trying to get the conversation to go. People have to understand that Travis Hunter is a human being, just like Love and Liberty is, just like I'm a human being. This stuff affects people. It affects real people. Our opinions and everything we say, it affects these people. Whether I'm saying it here, I told y'all to watch this channel and other channels. They have to watch us because the hurt and the pain started with us before it got all the way over to Roland Martin and his crew. Once they get over there, it's a wrap. We've already sold the story. So where did Travis get it from? He got it from us. So listen, when we touch it, what I say always on this channel, there's a difference between when I touch something here on TLP and my crew touch something. We treat it with respect and dignity. We literally sat here when we touched it. Did we not talk about marriage? Why did it happen for him? Did we not talk about all of that? We had a grown man conversation about it, and there were some people out there that was like, oh, y'all gossiping. No, we touched it, and we gave it the grown man treatment. That's what we did. All right? I didn't make videos upon videos trying to show his girl, when she was dating somebody else and all of that. Everybody's doing all kinds of weird things. It's like the girl cannot have a past. All right? She had a life before Travis Hunter. Pull up your life before your girl. Pull up your videos before your girl.
We ain't doing that.
Pull up all the.
No, don't do me.
No. I'm just saying.
You got these dudes in the chat. You got these dudes in the chat that have not had. These dudes in the chat haven't had a female's attention in a decade, and they're speaking like they're Casanova. Y'all haven't had a female look at you in a decade. What are you talking about? Who do you think you're playing with?
Yo, it's okay. Don't crash out. Yo, I'm guiding you off the limb. Listen, come back to us. Come back to it. Listen, come back to us. It's okay. It's okay. All I'm saying, listen. Yo, I'm just saying we're all human. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Travis Hunter is human. treat this stuff with kid gloves. Treat it with God gloves, God gloves. When you touching something like this, it's easy. Look, it's easy for me to make a video and order those internet receipts. But look, if you pull up your past, I'm sure it'll be something in there that you're not proud of. So the girl has a past. That's all they've been proven. She has a past. We're gonna leave that alone. That's all it is. Everybody has a past. So you pull this up. The only reason why, and I talked about this before. I said the only reason why we're doing this is because Travis got money. But what about your friend? What about your friend that you celebrate that just slept with somebody else's wife that you celebrated? What about that? You're only trying to quote unquote protect Travis Hunter because he got money. Why don't you protect your friend? Why don't you protect your friend that slept with somebody's wife? Why don't you protect that family's wife that he just slept with? Why don't you speak on that? But you're not doing that because you're fake trying to protect this celebrity. Travis Hunter is a human treated like that. Let's move on from that, man. I've spent enough time. Phil, you wanted to say something before we move on? We gotta leave that alone.
No, I was just gonna ask, at what point does Shador and Travis sit in the fourth quarter? Do we let them get one last drive in the fourth quarter so they can have their standing ovation as they leave, or do we just go ahead and be like, hey, at the end of the third quarter, let's go ahead and wrap this up? I know we got the insurance policy, but we up by 30. There's no need of them playing the last quarter of the game.
I would say hold that question because we're about to get into the actual game. Talk about the points of victory and how they're going to win. But I did promise Love and Liberty the stats. So this is numbers from 2022 to 2023. This is how it went for the Big 12. University of Kansas was number 1. They made $205,777,275. Texas was 2 with 149. Baylor was 3, 137, 137 million. When Texas Tech was number 4, then followed by Oklahoma, about 123 million. Oklahoma State, 119 million. West Virginia, 103. Kansas State, this is all millions. Kansas State, then Iowa State. Kansas State was 102 million. Iowa State was 93 million. University of Central Florida was 88. University of Houston was 84,000 or 84. And then University of Cincinnati was 77 million. So let me see if it gives me anything for 2024. It says, additionally, the Big 12 Conference distributed a record $470 million among its 14 institutions for the 2023-2024 athletic year. So I don't have the 2024 numbers yet, but that's how it kind of broke down for the 2022 and 2023. So I guess if you're looking at that, those are the biggest markets. So Colorado is not a big market at all. I think without Prime, Colorado is still bottom feeding. So your big markets are going to be Kansas, Texas. Where is Baylor? What side of town is Baylor on? Anybody knows?
I guess they're on the wrong side of railroad tracks. I'm not sure, Harry.
It's in Baylor in Texas.
Baylor's in Waco.
Baylor's in Texas,
in the middle
right?
Of nowhere. Yeah, that's in the middle of.
Baylor's in Texas, right? Waco, Texas.
Yes, if I'm correct, I believe it's in Waco, Texas.
Okay,
and that's the middle of nowhere.
Okay, Shante said Texas. Okay, yeah.
But
So yeah,
part of Texas is Baylor, and I guess is the question.
Waco, Texas.
Okay, I'm saying where is Waco in Texas? Like, is it north, south, east, west? Like geographically, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, y'all gonna have to battle that out. But anyways, those are the information. So as far as like how the Big 12 is shaped out, the Texas teams, Kansas. It's Kansas because of the Super Bowl rings and all that, because Kansas is a small market. So we would say Kansas because of the Super Bowl, right? That's the only way that I can see Kansas actually being like as far as in the conversation for big markets, because Kansas is not a big market at all. Like when it comes to
Hey,
Go ahead.
Waco is in between Fort Worth and San Antonio. That is a long drive. I'm just gonna tell you because it's nothing out there. Um, because you get there, there's Waco, but Waco is not too far from Austin. That's a wonderful where University of Texas in Austin is a wonderful town. Now Kansas, whew, uh, not other than like around Kansas City, it may be a little bit in Wichita. There ain't much at all. And since they were in Manhattan, Kansas, where Kansas State is, that is again middle of nowhere. That is straight cornfield.
All right, so let's see here. So Colorado's 2023 numbers would be 136 million, but that's 2022 to 2023. The let's see. Yeah, the 2024 numbers are not in yet. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So we gotta wait for that 2024 number to come in for Colorado.
I already got it. They made $2.17.
Forget you, man. Stop playing with us, okay? We're new to this town. We're new to the big. Well, we're not so new, but we're back new again, and we're running things. $2. Stop playing with us. Anyway, so all right. So now let's talk about the keys to victory. Let's get into the game itself. Are y'all okay? Is everybody okay from this whole? Because it gets a little contentious. All right. Is everybody breathing?
Harry, I just want to put this in perspective. What Love and Liberty did, imagine working where everybody be crashing out like that. I miss it.
Is there a place where people crash out like that?
Hey, I just miss sometimes the camaraderie where it's like, hey, you got a bone, you gonna work. If you got an issue, you work it out. But
take it to the
but isn't this the This is not that would be the WWE, right? y'all straight with it like, oh, you got a problem? Come on, let's go. Like, come on, bro. Like, yo, son said, come see my doctor wife. I said, oh God.
Man, everything just gets so fake on the internet, man. I just can't. It's from the area that DC is talking about where you don't get to talk shit to the dude's face in person. Like, you don't get to make these delusional claims and just have the internet like, it's like you call Travis a simp, so automatically you're not a simp. And that's delusional. That's delusional.
We don't cuss around here, so just be careful with the words, please. Help us out so we can keep this show a kid show. Thank you so much for not cussing. Lord have mercy, man. But that's so passionate. You're so passionate about that, and yeah, I mean, we're all from that. I think most of us here are from that era. I'm approaching 50. DC's already over that. Phil somewhere in between, still trying to grasp for straw, trying for his numbers.
40 in 2 years.
There you go. See, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're from an era where, just we're careful with words because we know what comes behind those words. But it's not about that. I don't approach these type of conversations with oh, yo, come see me. You know what I'm saying? That's not my approach. Not that I can't, I can't throw hands. Yeah, I mean, if it ever came to that, I don't know too many dudes that want this problem. But that's not the thing. For me, it's about reaching a solution, reaching a place where we can be respectful of each other's opinions. Understand that, hey, be careful. Be careful. I was telling my son this, and I was saying this to him, and I said, hey, you're doing this thing that I'm trying to recognize. I said, don't take important situations and sell it for a cheap joke, because I think that's what we do a lot of. A lot of people they'll take this very serious thing, and because it's online, they're not really connecting the dots, right? They don't connect the fact that Travis Hunter he's a young man who, we all get bored. The first thing we do is pick up our phone and start strolling, right? And the fact that your name is popular and is going off, they're not connecting the dots. So they're trying to sell his very serious situation for a cheap joke. calling him a simp. But a lot of people, when you have that conversation with them, like, yo, I wasn't really trying to say that you were really a simp. It was just trying to get people to just laugh, or you're trying to get people's attentions, and that's not right. I know sometimes we want to have, like, when we have grown conversations here, we get people who are childish in the chat, and they'll come out and be like, "Oh, you guys don't know what you guys are saying." And it's like, all right, there has to be a time where we get grown, because I come from that era of grown people, where we take situations and we try to treat it with God gloves, or we try to treat it the way that we would want to be treated. You got a YouTube channel, you're not that big yet. But imagine for 1 second that you had that YouTube channel and you were that big, and then you got caught up in a situation, and it goes viral, and everybody's talking about you. Everywhere you turn, somebody's saying something negative about you. Everybody's throwing in their cheap jokes. How would you feel? It's hard for you to imagine, because you probably don't see yourself ever getting to that point. But just for 1 second, this will help you out. For 1 second, think about the fact that it could happen to you. Your terrible moment that you may have gets blown up into a situation. How would you feel if that was you? People usually don't think about that, and that's what I try to caution people. I have a beautiful wife, and I can throw hands, but love and liberty, my guy. Don't let them get to you to that point. Don't let them get to you.
Yo, Harry. Listen, talking with conviction and passion is not being upset. It's just saying, like, I hate delusion. I hate that the internet lets these people get away with being delusional, like they can't be in reality. Because, like, it comes back to Travis has done everything that makes any of us watch him, that makes any of us interested in him in reality. He operates in reality. He doesn't get online and tell stories. He doesn't get online and talk junk to the people that he doesn't like, because he's busy actually accomplishing things. And so people in life who have accomplished things don't like the self-delusion that people on the internet get away with when you know they are the person that they're accusing Travis of being. And saying,
right, but what I'm saying,
last thing, saying pull up. When you come from the Marine Corps, we box for fun. We do MMA for fun. It's like, if you really about that life, let's meet up in a gym. We can live stream it. It's not a big deal. It's not about crashing out or being upset. It's just like on the football field, like, okay, MFer, talk is cheap. Time to put your money where your mouth is. We're in the gym. It's me and you. We're not on the internet anymore. Man to man, face to face, eye to eye. Let's run it. And people calling him a simp are not about that. And it does drive me crazy, because the delusion.
DC, before you speak, but no, hold up. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that even with all of that being said, it's like that's the energy they want you to get to. That's where they want you to be at. And then they win. That's why I'm like, yo, don't even worry about that, because once you get to that energy, now you've lost the thing, that the message that you were trying to send. And the overarching message that you're trying to send is that, hey, Travis Hunter is real. Travis Hunter is a person that's accomplished a lot. He's supposed to be trying to enjoy his moment, but it's being overshadowed by people, throwing cheap shots. We don't want to lose that message by telling people to pull up. As strong as you are, as strong as you can be, and as pretty as your wife is, that's not the message that we're sending. We're not pulling up nowhere. We're not telling somebody, oh, I got a better wife, because then the trolls win. That's what a troll is trying to get you to go to. Go and then they'll go to your page and pull pictures of your wife. If you ever put anything on Facebook, they'll try to pull pictures, and then it's like the internet is undefeated, bro. Like, we don't want to ever go there. Don't scoop to that level, because it's never a good thing to let them get the upper hand on you. So that's just all I'm saying. I'm not saying you ain't strong. I ain't saying you ain't got a beautiful wife, but we're not trying to get that type of time. We're not on no demon time.
Well, Love and Liberty and Albert have scheduled our fight when I come to Colorado again. So
man.
it's
No,
we're gonna do it.
I'm fishing to run DC up Mount
Yeah.
Sanitas.
I'm like, let's go.
Yeah,
And then
right.
I would say this though, just from old school, I don't think Travis is a simp. He might be whipped, but I don't think he's a simp. And I think that we gotta just be careful that we don't. And all of us as men have stayed on the horse a little bit too long and not sending on out to pasture. So at the end of the day, I think it's men how we navigate this because there's a learning point in it, but it's to a point where. Go ahead, Phil.
No, I was just making sure you said. Did you say horse?
You know what I mean.
Oh
No, I
Lord.
want to make because I didn't hear I want to
The
make sure.
metaphor is all of us have stayed and rode on the horse way too long that it was time to get off and let it go. You should have just exactly. So
it
the
sounded a
point
little
being,
different on my end. I just
well,
wanted to
I know
make
it
sure.
did. I know it did, and I kept it clean because I'm
I don't even
saved
know what
and
you're
Jesus
talking
is
about.
Lord.
What horse are you
Anyway,
talking about? I ain't
the
riding no
point is,
horses.
the point is, you stayed in a situation that you should have just. I put it like
No,
this. I used to
did
tell
he?
my soldiers. I used to tell my soldiers this. It's that look. I said you need to keep yourself because I would say I got saved and left that life alone. I say you need to just keep in mind you need to find your wife. I said, but if you so decide to live that lifestyle that I'm telling you doesn't work because I lived it, I'm gonna tell you. Have y'all ever been to Six Flags? It's like, yep. I said, and did you ever see anybody that lives there, any houses? And they said no. I said that's because you go enjoy the ride and then you go home. So at the end of the day, just telling men, best thing to do is find you a wife and grow old together. But if you decide to go to Six Flags, don't try to live there. Okay? Harry, we can move on whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can. I'm moving on, but I ain't touching no horses, and I ain't riding none of them. Anyway, let's let's talk about the keys to victory for Colorado. I'm just gonna use who wrote this, my guy. Oh, my guy Tony Casello. Tony, what up, my guy? Tony's in Boulder. I don't know if Tony's in Boulder, but he covers the Buffs. Tony said whenever I go over there, we gotta link up, man. We gotta link up. It's been a while, man. I use Tony's writing a lot. All right, so keys to victory for Colorado. I'll just give the topic and then we can talk about it in depth. And the first key that Tony is given here is the keep BYU's offense and QB Jake Retzlaff, whatever his name is, off schedule. First of all, the whole thing about BYU, I've seen a couple of their games. Their defense is good, but their offense is atrocious, okay? I don't know how they went undefeated for that long. But we got to be careful when we talk about that because they did beat Kansas. And Lord, if we would have just won one of those Kansas games, we would be in a different situation right now. But what do y'all say? Keep BYU's offense and QB Jake off schedule. What is your thoughts on that, guys?
Hey, you got to understand the Mormons, man. They be riding them bikes all over the place and sharing the word, so they're gonna be in shape. That's why they was able to hang. But
so
do I? Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Do I think that BYU is going to win? I do not think that BYU is going to win. But I'm trying to figure out why the last time I checked the line, it was 2.5 Colorado. So I'm concerned. What is it they think? Do they think that Colorado's defense, because they lost some key players, it's going to be like a freaking sieve? What do y'all think?
Well, I don't think that Colorado's defense made such a or got lost enough to not be able to take care of business. I think we lost Nakahil Green.
Haynes. Or is it Haynes or Hayes? Hayes.
Dayon Hayes.
Yeah.
Dayon Hayes. Yeah, but I don't think we lost enough to where we can stop this team. Again, they got a running quarterback. Again, Achilles heel for Colorado. They got a running quarterback here. All right. So whenever we get a running quarterback, Lord have mercy. We don't know how to play football. All right. And it is important to note that we did lose somebody that, was instrumental in making sure that we got some of those things done in stopping the running quarterback. But I want to hear your thoughts.
So I think when it comes down to keeping them off schedule, I think that goes without saying. Like that's with any team. You want to make sure that you keep them from being on schedule and being able to stay ahead of the sticks, as they say, or to just run their playbook how they want to. You always want to make them uncomfortable. So that's nothing that's strange. As far as DC's point about why the line is so close with Colorado, that I don't know. I don't know if BYU has anybody that's going to be sitting out the game. I wonder what the line was when we thought BYU and Colorado was going to play in the Big 12 championship game compared to what the line is now. Because both teams were really hot at the time, so I wonder how different it would have been. But personally, I think Colorado's going to go in there and dominate, just like I thought they would have if they played against them in the Big 12 Conference Championship game. So, to me, all these conversations about what they need to do really doesn't matter because they're going to beat the snot out of them.
Shante with the random facts. Oh, Lord. Did y'all know that Will Shepherd takes 4 Advils every day? That's why he drops so many balls. Shante with the analogies.
Well, Harry, I take 4 Advils every day because of Shantae's tape. They give me a freaking headache when I already see you worshiping.
Hey man, you gotta next time you gotta take 2 seconds off your dad jokes because your timing is a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta work on it, my guy. Like, what?
The inflation, the inflation when you said freaking headache. No, that was perfect. No, I liked it, DC. Good. You get a
okay. So you like the timing?
Yeah.
You get a kadoosh. Okay.
Yeah. And she got that C4 hair in the picture, so good for her.
Yeah, she looked like a South Asian lady right there. But
you got the glasses trying to cover the 5 head.
DC, tread lightly, because
I love you, Shante. I love you, Shante.
Her hubby might be another Love and Liberty. All right, I'm just saying. You know, he can pull up. All right, I'm just saying. Anyway,
he can pull up. Come on. I'm just mentioning Shante. I'm just joking.
DC's like, I got 5 Glocks. This is what I got for Christmas: 5 living Glocks and a trove Anyway, all right. Y'all the two. What is wrong with y'all testosterone? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Man, we in New York. We don't pull up as much as y'all Southern dudes be pulling up. What is wrong with y'all?
They need to go back to the they need to go back to your other channel and look at what real manhood is, man. This would be
no, for real. Y'all need to go to the billionaires' mindsets so we can talk about this for real. Y'all.
Yeah, but Harry, Marines, they'll give each other what's called a blanket party. You know what a blanket party is?
No, I don't.
It's where they take a pillowcase and fill it up with bars of soap. If you're lucky, and you know what I'm saying? If you're lucky, because it could be locks, and you get beat.
You talking about like on Full Metal Jacket where they strap?
Oh, you get held down. You get held down in your rack
with the socks.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So. That's
some real hazing right there.
That's what I heard, though. That's what I heard.
But y'all talking violence. I want to move away from violence. Let's talk about any more thoughts on how to keep this guy off schedule.
Just get
your military guys are too violent.
Blanket party.
Get to him and tackle him. That's how you get him. Get to him and tackle him.
Yo, is that a blitz or what is the college football definition of a blanket party? Is that a blitz?
No, that's that stuff going on underneath the dog pile that you don't want shown on camera.
You ain't lying.
Okay. Can y'all please decode this conversation and make it back about football so that some of us can understand it? Because y'all military guys are geeking out. All right.
No, just go look up Christian Wilkinson from Clemson. He's got a highlight let you know exactly what a football blanket party is.
All right, so look, this is what I think. This is my take on this. Colorado has an opportunity to finally stop for the final game. This is the final game. This is where we're at. We're at a final game. These guys get to go out, especially the guys that didn't get a lot of looks this year. They get to go out and they really get to put a stamp on this game. So now we stop this guy, we blow this team out, and it's a wrap. But you got to stop this guy from running. I've seen him. He can run. He's almost like the Georgia Tech quarterback. The game is going to be ran through him. All right. The game plan is going to be heavy on his feet. So Colorado, hopefully knowing that. And another note, this is the reason why I think that Robert Livingston, either you want to say got snubbed or you want to say that he got left off of the assistance award. It's because he did not figure out how to stop running defenses, how to stop running quarterbacks. And then you got beat by the two Kansas teams and won at a very pivotal point where all you had to do was win the game. And then guess what? The team that you beat in the Hail Mary overtime, Baylor comes back and they spank Kansas and let you know and say, this is how you're supposed to do it, Colorado. So it's no surprise that Livingston did not get mentioned for the award. It's because you're going to have to dominate in areas where people know that you deserve that award. You can't be getting beat by teams. You can't be getting beat by teams that are 4 and something or 5 and 2. 5 and 11. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, so you mentioned Haynes King, you mentioned Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt play this afternoon at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. I can't remember the name of the bowl game that they're playing in, but I think it's a game that if you like college football for what it is, it'll be a fun game to watch. Both offenses are kind of unique. Georgia Tech has that kind of wing T triple option spread offense kind of situation going on where Haynes King is able to, make decisions with his arms and with his legs. And then Vanderbilt has that slow mesh read option kind of style with Diego Pavia, who won that court case. So now JUCO players can, have more eligibility. So you brought them up, so it made me think about that's a good game at 3:30 that if you guys can watch, I suggest you do.
You're right, because that quarterback.
Phil,
go ahead.
Phil, if you want to go to the game, let me know. Get in the car now. I'll meet you there. We get in free.
Let me say, okay, if it's 1 o'clock now, I literally could get there when the game kick off.
Yes, Harry.
Do that.
The bottom line is the side note here. Alabama, believe it or not, has quite a few bowls. They have one in Montgomery, Mobile, as well as they have one in Birmingham, which will be this one. And the stadium in Birmingham is pretty nice. So that's just a fun fact of we love our football here.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to hate Legion Field, by the way. Legion Field is terrible.
You mean Legion toilet bowl?
Pretty much.
Because
that's what it was.
Yeah. You get
did y'all watch Dylan Edwards last night? Was it last night?
Yeah, he went off. Dude went off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 touchdowns, right?
My cousin plays for Rutgers and plays defense and got a penalty in the third quarter that helped Kansas State come back. So I'm gonna have to give him some crap when I see him.
But all right,
but he don't have my last name, so I can't really be too worried about it.
You like, thank God, right?
Right. He got his daddy last name.
He get it from his daddy. Light up the scoreboard on offense. Does Colorado have it in them? Because even though they have a running offense and a running quarterback, Colorado's offense, BYU's defense is, I think, their strongest point. I think their defense is way better than their offense because their offense is spotty and they do some good and then they don't do some good. I feel like Houston. I feel personally that game that Houston played when they came out and they dominated in the very first drive of the game. It looked like they were about to take it home, but then they pulled back. This is my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I feel like Houston pulled back because they feel like if we win, Colorado gets in. We ain't trying to do all that for Colorado. So Colorado Colorado's offense putting scores on that board, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And I would like some type of pushback if there is one. Please push back if you can. But I think Colorado is going to dominate this game, and they're going to score a lot because that defense is good. But when it comes down to having Jimmy Horn back, you know what I'm saying, healthy, when it comes to having Will Shepherd, and it comes to having all of our guys healthy, whoo, boy.
Colorado's going to score 40, I think.
I think Colorado's going to score 50 plus in this game tomorrow because I don't know, man. I think, anyways, push back if there's any. What is your thoughts,
Here's
please?
the pushback. Colorado has never been able to not score except for Nebraska. The issue is, do they have the defense to stop the run? That's always been the issue. If BYU can run that ball, which is possible that they can run that ball, and I forgot what the point total was. What was that point total? The point total was oh crap, I forget what it was. 54.5. So they think it was that 35 to 20 some type of game, somewhere around that. I think that's going to be the thing always with Colorado. Can they stop the run? And BYU can run the ball. You don't have your solid linebacker up the middle. So that probably, now I get why that score is where it is, because Colorado did lose some things on defense.
We did, but their run game is not like a Kansas or Kansas State. They don't have no dynamic runner, and I think if they can find a way to shut down that quarterback, then its game is over, because they don't have anything else. Like, if you look deep into their team, there's nothing else. You shut down the quarterback, that's it. They ain't got no Devin Neal. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no Devin Neal. They ain't got no daggone what's his name? DJ. What's his name at Kansas State? They ain't got no dynamic running back. Giddens, right? They ain't got no Giddens. So you shut down one guy. Colorado has one job to do: shut down the quarterback. Game over. That's it. Nobody else is there. So running up the score on that defense. I don't know if they're gonna like. I think they hang at least 14. But again, we have watched these boys fall asleep in the first half. Okay, this is the reason why when you come and you sit in this chair, it's hard to really talk Colorado, because these boys are sleepers in the first half. They let people score 17, 21 points on them, and they just be sitting around like, what was that? That looked like a football touchdown. Like, seriously, man. If you follow Colorado football, it is very hard to predict them in the first half, because, again, what happens if they let BYU go up by 2 scores in the first half, and then they try to play catch up like they always done the whole daggone season? What happens then? Let's just hope that it doesn't happen. Any other thoughts, please, before we move to the next one? No thoughts.
I expect to see a bunch of posters that say Leanna was at my house last night. I expect to see a bunch of stuff like that. I'm just being honest with you. I expect to see them saying all kind of stuff. You know, I expect them to be the band to be playing "I Don't Want to Know" by Mario. You know, just basically getting all up in there. Y'all understand how Bama did Cam Newton back in the day? It was petty. It's petty. It's all get out. So I expect that to be there. But I still expect Colorado to win. Only thing is, I will have to say this. I do hope they take their starters out while they're ahead, because you want to maintain the retention of the people on the team. Because if not, you will have a whole bunch of folks jump in the portal afterwards. If they're like, dang, y'all, we up 40 points and I still don't get in, I'm out. I'm going to Ball State or something crazy like that. Which, by the way, Walter Taylor did end up at Ball State.
Can y'all hear me? Because Love and Liberty say he can hear everyone except me. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. I don't want to, but I can.
Whatever, DC. My microphone is working. So everybody can hear me. Phil, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
I can hear you fine.
All right, Love and Liberty. I don't know what's
hear
happening,
DC
but
and Phil talking, but I don't hear Harry.
do you hear me now? Because I'm talking. I don't know what's happening. All right, so don't turn the ball over. Let's get let's go with Phil first. How does Colorado not turn the ball over? Or we go to DC.
All right.
My
So
bad,
how
my bad.
does
I'm sorry, I got you. I was
go ahead?
saying sometimes we have seen Shador make some boneheaded decisions early in the game with some picks, in the first quarter or the first half. That is, it just didn't make any sense, and then they turned around. So I think they'll be able to overcome it if we see that happen. Now, if we have a close game and we see Shador make those same boneheaded mistakes in the second half of the game, then I would be concerned. But if he gets it out of the way on the first and second drive of the game, I think they'll be able to overcome it, and they'll be just fine after that.
Since this is the Alamo Bowl, I wonder if ESPN is going to let me stream it. They're probably going to let me stream it because they're like, oh, we need help. We don't need help on the Texas game, but we need help with the Colorado game. Nah, let me get paid because when I don't get paid, I can just crash out and get a bunch of people to watch, and that's how I get a whole lot of. I do get subscribers when I stream the games, but they take my little money away. I don't even know if they're going to let us stream that one, but who knows? So Colorado turning the ball over, like Phil said, man. Yeah, Shador. Oh man, I don't know if we can even link that to Shador. Whether it's a thing, if it has become a thing that he's going to throw a pick, or he's just kind of like, I don't know why these dudes are asleep on the first half. Can anybody get a message to Prime? Is it the coaching staff that don't understand game preparation for the first half? Like, they don't understand how to get their team to ready to play. It's like, okay, Love and Liberty, are you back? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, so you got two screens on. You might want to click off on one of them, but the second one you can hear me now. Okay, so I don't know what it is about it. Do we associate this to Prime and his coaching staff? Because how is it that the whole season you can't get your team to come and play in the very first half? Is that a coaching thing or is that a player thing? Anybody? That's why we got the panel, y'all. If y'all busy, let me know. Can y'all not hear me?
When you have a team that comes out like that makes mistakes in the first half, maybe they're just coming out a little bit too amped. So maybe Dion just got those boys a little bit too hyper focused. If that makes sense, it's kind of one of those situations where you're at an interview for a job and you say, and they ask you about something negative, but you would try to say it like it's actually a positive or vice versa. Could be one of those situations, but I think we'll see that turnaround in this game. I think we'll see the best version of Colorado football we've seen all year come Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
Phil, why don't you cut it out? Cut it out.
Yeah, Phil, just cut it all the way out. I know you're trying to pander. You're trying to pander to the likes of Chante. You're trying to get love from the Buff fans. But come on now. This game would have been the Kansas game. Like, you beat Kansas, we're in the playoffs. If they could not get their guys to show up in Kansas, what makes you think they're going to get their guys to show up?
If they beat Kansas, they would have lost to Arizona State in the Big 12 Conference Championship game. Humbly.
How? When, where, and why?
Boys ready. And here's the thing. What's the boy name? Doggone it. Oh man. Scatterboo. That's the white boy that you want at running back, not Charlie Offerdall. He's the difference.
Why are you pinning him against Charlie Offerdall? Why are you doing that?
I'd like to see why the white violence.
He said, why the white crime? Look, I like Scatterboo. Scatterboo's my guy, okay? I like him, but that's neither here nor there. I want to know how you think Colorado is going to be ready for this game, but we couldn't be ready for Kansas?
Because they
Was
were able
somebody?
to learn from Kansas. Without Kansas, this could have been the Kansas game because they let's say they lost to Kansas, but they didn't lose because they weren't focused. They just lost a hard fought game, right? So I think this could have been the game that they came in a little bit on their high horse and then focused and then came in and I played to their level. I think because they lost to that Kansas game, they know they can't take any Saturday for granted. And this is their last game together with Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders and Shiloh. Jimmy Horn, all those guys, the original guys that came in with Dion to Colorado. So I think this game is just going to be special, and those guys are going to come in flying around playing crazy in a positive way. Like I really feel that way.
Phil, are we talking about football or a freaking Lifetime movie? What are we doing here?
Go ahead,
People gonna be
DC.
feeling good.
Lean into that.
Everybody's gonna be
We're
feeling good and
we're
stuff.
talking about football because I remember at one point before somebody got too YouTube famous on panels and whatnot, they said they like Deion Sanders because of transformational leadership, and transformational leadership is what we're going to see Saturday.
Okay.
No,
Okay, Phil.
what we gonna see is that somebody gonna hire Boys the Men to follow Shiloh around the field and sing.
Because
It's
this
so
is his
hard
last
to
game.
say
He done came to
goodbye.
the end of the
Yeah,
road. I
they go.
agree with you on that.
Yeah, yeah, we belong together. You can't sleep at night without holding you tight. Yep, all of that. Here's the thing I want to say about it. I don't know why Colorado starts out slow. Somebody in the comment says because they're on Black folks' time, but I think that the issue is. I think
They call themselves a HBCU, so maybe there's
That's
something
right.
to it, right?
That's right. I think it's just to a point where you're right. You got to settle the team down, and that happens. Eminem and Mom Spaghetti. They got to get in the groove of it. The thing that I'm looking forward to seeing though is how they play. Do they come out fast? Do they come out playing with intensity, or do they just come out? Hey, there's a bowl game. I hope they come out. I really want to see them win it for Miss Peggy. That definitely is Lifetime movie worthy. That where she wins, they win it, and then they hoist her up and they go around the field.
What are your thoughts, Love and Liberty? Hopefully you've calmed down a little bit while you're driving.
Man, I'm in Kerrville, Texas, getting gas, so I got wind in my ear. But I'm worried about what BYU does similar to Nebraska is they disguise their blitz packages, and they make it very hard for a quarterback to check down or change the play or know what's coming. And that's going to be Shador's biggest challenge. Just like Nebraska, they're doing stunts, crazy blitzes, so our offensive line's got to be on point. Otherwise, I'm worried about this game. And I went to the Kansas game, and it was like a 12-hour drive. So I do not want the same drive home that I had from Kansas.
Mm. So hopefully with the I don't know if I'm worried about that today. For some reason, I mean tomorrow. For some reason I feel like Colorado, like Phil, maybe they've learned their lessons. I don't really believe that too much, to tell you the truth, because I mean the whole season you've been learning lessons. I just feel like maybe it's a talent issue. Maybe they just don't have enough guys that want to be playmakers on that defense. Maybe they don't. Because then why would you have Nakai Hill Green transfer to go to grad school? I just feel like it's one of those things for those of you all who have played the game before, you will know what I'm talking about. You have that guy that's next to you, and you know that you're doing everything that you can do to make that play, and he looking like he's just jogging. And you just like, you're frustrated because you're like, yo, what the heck, yo? Like, what is going on with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's not much you can do because either they don't have the ability or they just don't have the same drive that you have. And I feel like Colorado could be plagued with that because you cannot. You got a crazy story. Okay, go ahead.
No, there was a guy I went to high school with named Sean High. He would smoke 2 cigarettes before he ran the 200 and before he ran the 100 meter in high school. And he would always dust everybody. But he would smoke 2 cigarettes before each race. And I'm looking at him like, how are you really finna sit here and do this? But for whatever reason, just dust everybody. He was just different. So I know what you mean by like some people just look like they're coasting and just make it look way too easy.
That's a weird story. That's a weird. That is a weird story.
I have watched people in the military party all night.
He got bad. This guy got bad habits, but he's still winning. Yeah. How does that work?
and more than likely, he got off work. He got out of school and went and sold cars, sold Cadillacs and Buicks when he got off. But some people just like that. I mean, I didn't see them like that where they drink all night and then go run a test and smoke a cigarette, a PT test, run 2 miles and smoke a cigarette right afterwards. But I think the thing with Colorado, though, again, it's got to be where their head is, and that not letting the distractions of the things that people are going to be saying out there. The Mormons are pretty nice, so I don't think they will be out there yelling too many things. It'll just be people that's just there to watch the game. Love and Liberty, you said you were going to the game.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, well, just be careful now, because you know people are going to be looking for you.
Well, hey, I'll do a live stream so they know exactly where to come find me.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? Like, Love and Liberty, like, yo, you might as well come from Brooklyn. Like, yo, it is what it is. Pull out. Let's see. If you're a gangster, this is how you prove it to me. If you really
it's not even that serious. It's not that serious. I know DC's messing around, but it's not that serious. I tap into my football, athletic, Marine Corps voice when I feel passionate about something. That's just what it is. And like, if you're me and you know, and I've got the receipts, that's why I'm saying if we want to, any of these people want a live debate, we could go back through my Facebook and look at receipts. We can have my wife get on the thing, whatever. Like, my point is, people get away with lying about Travis and the Travis situation. And I'm just going to say one time, everybody is saying that she cheated on him. That is not what Boog and Travis are saying. They're saying that the video got posted after Travis got famous. She shot it when they were together. And then Travis got famous and dude posted a video like, look, I was with your girl. Like, that stuff happens. People who latch onto that stuff, it's not that serious. Like, I get revved up because I don't like people getting to play pretend on a good man's name and get away with it. But Harry, like, everything you said after my last rant, like, I take that to heart. You are right. I do agree with you. You can't let him get the upper hand, but it's not that serious. It's just like the same way for me, stepping in a boxing ring in a gym with anybody, whether I win or lose, is not serious. If you've been punched in the face a lot, you know it don't really hurt that much. So if you want to get in and box, it's like, let's go play football. It's the same thing. It's not that serious. I'm not trying to roll up on somebody in a life-altering way.
Bro, right. It does hurt. My only pushback is that if you got punched in the face, it hurts, okay? I don't care how many times you've gotten punched in the face, it hurts. So don't go out there and try to get punched because you got it from Love and Liberty and say, oh, yeah, you know what? Hey. I was watching TLP Sports Club, and that Love and Liberty, man, you know, he said it don't hurt if you get punched in the face, so let me give it a shot.
I guess your nerve endings get numbed, or your nerve endings get deadened over time.
Yeah,
but check this out, Love and Liberty. Don't listen to Harry, because Harry's fooling us. Harry got another side, because all I'm gonna tell you is that Harry had a beef with Chinny's channel, and Chinny's channel disappeared. So I think Harry had something to do with it. New York people, he pulled up on him and was like, "Oh, you got something to say now? What's up? What's up? What's up? You finna get bamboozled? You know that New York thing? You finna get bamboozled? You come out these crazy words."
Stop all this gangster talk. We don't do that around here. We try to promote peace around here. That's what we do. We try to promote peace. Yes. Anyways, let's get back to football, guys. Y'all want to get this out of your system, huh? Start pass rush parade to Resclaff. Can somebody pronounce his name right, please? Resclaff. All right.
I think you're saying it right.
Resclaff. Okay. So does Colorado send packages of blitz to confuse this guy? And then Colorado also has another thing where as soon as we blitz, this guy has the ability to step up in that pocket, Unlike Shador. Okay? He finds his way inside the pocket, and then he takes off of 10 to 15 yards. And mind you, you're going to see that this game, okay? You will see a couple of those things. Okay, let me calm down. But do we have a successful way to get to this guy and get a blitz package? Let me start you off, Love and Liberty.
Sam Okunlola, Keaton Wade, Jalen Wester. They can all get to the quarterback if they all can. They can all get to him.
But who do you got back there? If they're rushing, who stays back to make sure we got a spy on them, or at least somebody stays back, because we are good for missing tackles. Colorado is notorious.
Because Nakai was not the blitz, the quarterback guy. He was the stop the run guy, and we still got Bentley. And I love Bentley, but somebody is going to have to step up and say, I was waiting for my time the whole time Nakai was here. He was here holding me back. I'm ready to shine. And I don't know who that's going to be.
Isn't Jeremiah back?
Oh, yeah, JB. And JB was making plays last year before Nakai got here. So I forgot JB unhopped out of the transfer portal. So, hey, it'd be JB's time to shine if he wants to step up.
If they put him in the game, he might be able to get something. He better do something, man. Like, look, come on now. What school were you going to go to and beast out? Why don't you beast out here? Like, what are you talking about, bro? You're going to go to another school and go beast out. Show it here, bro. Show it here. Show us what you're made of. Okay? The transfer portal is not a place to go play around. Okay, you don't just transfer and all of a sudden you got playing time, unless you're going back to that JUCO story that we talked about a couple of shows ago. Okay, Phil, do you have anything to add to this?
I want to know if DC thinks that Nakai is going to start at Alabama.
No.
Well, DC and Phil can speak on that. I think they kind of already spoke on that, but go ahead, guys.
I don't. I think it's going to take him a minute to get in there, and I think he'll get in the rotation. I don't think he'll start, though.
So y'all got beast linebackers like that? Can we get some? Y'all got beastie linebackers like that?
Yes, there are.
And y'all couldn't beat Vandy, huh? Interesting.
Yep, we couldn't beat Vandy.
Yeah, I don't.
So maybe they weren't that good.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to start. I think he can get into the rotation, but I just think they got some guys that were already in the rotation that are keen to make that next step to the next level. But I want to make a friendly bet. I want to make a friendly bet that he starts. Okay, we can do that. We can actually sit down and iron that out as we get closer to the season. But I gotta hop off, man. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend and wonderful Friday, Harry. If you do a live stream tomorrow, I will do my best to jump on, man. Y'all be blessed. For sure, man. Take care.
And that wasn't passing gas. That wasn't him passing gas. That was a baby crying.
That's about 3 weeks.
So DC, let's talk about this a little bit. You're saying that Nakai Hill-Green, who got 81 tackles for Colorado, playing in a Big 12 competition, you're saying that it's not going to translate. Even though he's a Big 10 guy, he got the Big 10 and the Big 12 conference experience. You're saying, even though he was one year shy of that Michigan the national championship run, you're saying that he's not good enough to start on your Alabama team that could barely beat one of the worst teams in the SEC.
He will not start, and mainly because of it's going to take him a moment to kind of like, at this stage, it's not going to take him too long. I just think that they do have a lot of linebackers in there. And, in a school like that, I mean, you got to, Kerry, look at it this way. He's going to probably go up against talent in practice that he had to deal with half the games in the Big 12. Was better than half the teams in the Big 12. So he'll be good, but he still. I don't think he will come in unless he gets some. He got to get faster, man. That's just. I mean, he's a good run stopper up the middle, but you got to be able to do some coverage.
But okay, let's talk about nuance a little bit. Let me ask you this thing. Let's say the people around him makes him better because he's already that beast. Remember, I try to say something like, "Hey, we played in high school, and some of us were good, but not everybody around us was that good. So the talent level is like, it's a little bit shifty when you're in the Big 12 or when you're at Colorado. So you can't really shine amongst guys that are not on your level. So you don't think he goes there and he's one of the guys, and the other guys around him complement his talent level. You don't think that's a possibility?
It's possible, but I think he went there for a bag. I do, but I also believe he went there because maybe it was just something he needed another step, some film against, different kind
SEC.
of running backs, different, yeah, like the lines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he went there was just it's not a diss to Colorado at all. I mean, he did a phenomenal job. That dude, I saw him a couple of tackles. I was like, dang, that dude's a beast. I just think that he probably was saying, hey, because he could have declared for the NFL draft this year. I think he said, I got to go someplace and maybe tweak a little thing, maybe my, game prep, maybe something, a skill set or something that maybe was missing, he felt was missing. He went to Bama. I don't think he starts because, you already have people there. He's going to have to come in and fight because, it's not going to be, notice how when he came to Colorado, we already knew he was starting. I don't think that's going to be the same case at Bama.
But he didn't start when he got to Colorado. They didn't start him.
Well, it took him a moment to kind of catch up, right?
Right, yeah.
That's what I think will happen.
But no, I don't know that it took him a moment to catch up. I feel like it was either an oversight or an undersight because Coach Brown was starting JB and what's the other guy name? I already forgot my guy name. Come on now. Why am I doing that to my
Bentley, Trevor Woods started in the beginning of the year.
Trevor Woods, right. So we went with JB and Trevor Woods. The second that we put Nakai Hill Green in, everything changes. So I don't think it's him. I think it was the coaching.
Well, that's kind of, supports my position of why he left, maybe to get another level of coaching that sets him up for the pros. Because I think I was reading some stat where a lot of NFL teams, many of them had SEC linebackers starting. Because you do have a lot of good ones. And again, that's not taking away from Colorado because I think Colorado's strength in their defense, they do have a good line. That's the line and their secondary. It's just that mid-range is right. Once people get past that line, they can just run all over you. So that's going to be the issue. But I think he just went there for something. And again, sometimes you just don't mesh with a coach, or let's say these coaches may have been used to putting people into league versus the Colorado coach. I don't think it's put a lot of linebackers in the league. So correct me if I'm wrong, Love and Liberty, but that's what I think. I think that he will get in there and he will be an impact player for sure. I just don't think he starts. I think, what do you think? He's probably second down, third, more so obvious running downs that I think he's out there for.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because his whole departure has just completely, it threw me for a loop because A, I think a lot of us thought he was going pro. B, I did not think he had any eligibility left at all. C, it seemed like he was doing everything that he needed to do at Colorado to get his draft stock up. But the combination of a bag plus some kind of film like DC is talking about, there's no denying that playing against SEC running backs is going to be more exciting to NFL scouts than Big 12 just right now the way it is. So I'm very curious because he seems like he's got such a sense of pride. You see the way he hits people. You don't hit people like that every single time unless you really take pride in what you do. And so for him to take a bag to Alabama and not start, that would blow my mind. It would also blow my mind if he just showed up in Alabama as a starter. So either way, my mind's going to be blown, and I'm trying to get DC's, Alabama insider take on exactly what's going on here. But, the takeaway for me is we just have to wait till next year and see if he rolls out there as a starter, it would all make sense to me. If he gets heavily in the rotation, that makes sense too. But if he sits the bench, it's just going to be like a Dylan Edwards to me, where it's like, I don't think you should have left. But I wish all these dudes nothing but the best. I want them to have great careers. I root for them. We miss Nakai because of what a good player he was.
I don't know that starting is a deal breaker. Not starting is a deal breaker at all, because again, I think his contribution, once he gets on the field, they'll realize like, oh shoot, we got a dog, right? And then it's going to start. It's going to start something else. So I think like maybe the little friendly bet with DC or Phil, I don't know if it has to do with, oh hey, does he come in and start, or do we look at his progression after he gets on the field? I think that'll make more sense than, hey, does he start? What do you think, DC?
Is he going to be in the top 2 or 3 linebackers as far as tackling goes?
Is that how we judge it, DC, or tackling? Or I'm looking at production, like, if it's just like, does he get on the field, basically? You know what I'm saying? Once he gets on the field, how much does he do?
Of course he gets on the field, but I mean, I think the thing, sometimes you're just going to a coach that has a different skill set, and that he has something that they need. As far as I will tell you right now, we got killed. I mean, think about it. Running quarterbacks killed Bama, and guess what? That generally is going to be
same thing with CU.
Exactly. You need a good spy right there to be able to do it. So I mean, Pavia just carved us up. That's at Vandy like nothing, and I mean, we had to fight like that doggone South Carolina QB was just lighting us freaking up. That dude was a beast because he was accurate, but he can run. So I think that we did definitely need some linebackers, and I think we stole one from Florida too. But he's going to be a good addition. It's just, will he be able to, that whole sideline to sideline. I'm sure he can go up there and fill a gap and stop it, but it's just being able to do sideline to sideline at that speed.
All right, so don't let BYU receivers get loose for a big play. We saw that at the end of the Kansas State game, where everything's going well. We're like, oh, Colorado's about to win this game. We're going to beat a ranked team finally. With 1 minute and 32 seconds to go, bada boom, bada bang. Oh! So here we are with BYU. Don't let a BYU receiver get loose for a big play. How does Colorado keep BYU from getting those big plays? Do we have enough firepower left in us to do this, or do we think BYU loves to run the ball to set up the big plays downfield? Tony says, although the Cougars would be down, an explosive option at wide receiver Darius Lassiter will miss the first half. CU's defensive backfield can't be fooled by play action or double moves that allow BYU to take a shot downfield. The Buffs must stay with their assignments and keep the Cougars receivers in front. Are we capable of doing that? Do y'all see that happening?
Capable, absolutely. But am I going, like, when I was on my way to the Kansas game, I was not worried about CU losing at all. Like, it wasn't even, it felt like a formality. And I even did a game prediction of that game and predicted that it would be within, I think, 6 or 7 points. But I thought we would dominate Kansas and Kansas would get a garbage score late, and so it would be close. I watched a lot of BYU games this season when it was looking like there would be a tiebreaker and all that stuff. And they're very tricky. They're very disciplined. They're very smart. And that's the kind of teams that I felt like we had trouble against. Nebraska's defensive line doing the same kind of hidden stunts and blitzes. And same thing with Kansas State. And at Kansas, it was just not making tackles. So do we have the capability to beat the brakes off BYU? Absolutely. But am I worried about having this much time off and the dudes having lots of time on social media, lots of distractions? I think that the distractions, unfortunately, if I'm being honest, affect Colorado more than BYU. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I have a celebratory drive back home. Are we capable of shutting down their passing? Yeah, if we put pressure on Retzlaff and our secondary plays with discipline, eye discipline, stay in their zones, we can beat the brakes off of them. But I'm more worried about this game than I was when I was driving to Kansas.
I'll say it from this standpoint. Anybody that's ever been to San Antonio know there's a ton of distractions for young men, if you know what I mean. So my hope is that
what
they
kind of
are
distractions
in there.
are in San Antonio?
Jesus.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot of this. Well, there's a lot of things to do there. It's a lot of sights, a lot of sea. It's a melting pot. It's a heavy military town. But they, I mean, young men like young ladies, and that town is full of a lot. So that there's always something to do there. And that's what my hope is, that they're focused. It's not some of these bowls that are like in the middle of nowhere, like the Idaho Potato Bowl. There is a lot of things to get you into bad situations. So what I think is that if Colorado comes in focused and doesn't enjoy the local, Harry, I mean, San Antonio, and you've been there, Love and Liberty, the food, all kind of stuff. I mean, you can just literally eat from just hole in the walls to places that are just fine dining. San Antonio is a beautiful town. They can go down to the Riverwalk. It's plenty of stuff to do there. I think that Colorado is just got to come in and make it be like a business trip. I don't think that Prime will allow them to do it, but BYU, I mean, we keep forgetting. We saw that last game with Houston, but we got to keep in mind that this team was still in the hunt, just like Colorado. And so it's not one of those things that you're going in there to place a Houston or something like that. You're going against a team that absolutely can beat you if you take them lightly. They can run the ball on you. They can pass the ball on you if needed. Because again, they don't have to have. I mean, think about it. Name the best quarterback that beat Colorado all year. You can't even think of that
quarterback that beat us.
Yeah,
no quarterback beat us. The only people that beat us are running backs.
Right, you can't think of one that was passing the ball, even though Baylor's QB did decent. We can't name one that was able to really pass the ball on Colorado over and over and over again. It was that doggone run. And by the way, looking at NDSU, which now is in, I think, in the semifinals, if not the final of FCS. I mean, they even got better. So that's what I'm saying is that, again, I'm with Love and Liberty on that one, is that you can't take this team lightly at all. And they can, and they only need to beat you with 3 or 4 shots down the field. That's it.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I understand the concern, because like with Love and Liberty, if you come from that Kansas game and the analysis that we were all having, Colorado was playing really good football. At that point, you saw a lot. You saw that Colorado was really like clicking on all cylinders. And then you go into that Kansas game and we have no answers. They just lost focus. Like first half, just bong, bong, bong. They're just killing us. It's weird. You don't see that kind of stuff. Is that Colorado going to show up? It's possible, but I don't know that this team, even if Colorado gets off, let's just say, off to a bad start, this is not the type of team that fears me, to where I know that they, like, even with the pregame research that I've done, I don't see a player, and I don't think as a whole they have enough firepower to be able to stop Colorado, like just straight flat out stop them from doing what Colorado does. Colorado has enough firepower to where if we got down on a team like this, we can come back. And I forget which game. I don't know if it was the Central Florida game, or I forget which game it was, but we were down, and before you knew it, Colorado came back, and it was just like it was lights out. It was over. So yeah, I don't see this team being any team closer. And they were really bad this year. Even though teams are winning, but if you really watch them closely, they were really bad this year. The teams that they were beating, they were not beating by that much. And then when all was set and done, you can tell like this just started like the downward spiral started happening. And it was just like, nah, this team, I kept watching them. I'm like, well, why are they undefeated? I kept thinking, why? And then I was like, nah, this team is not about that. And I started getting more confident thinking like, nah, I want this team in the playoff. And unfortunately, even though their rest lab said this is the people's Big 12 championship, yeah, they're not about that life. They are not about that life. And it's going to show tomorrow. I think Colorado is going to come out and this should dominate. But again, just like Love and Liberty saying, hey, we need to be careful. And again, Colorado just, unless they change this dynamic about their this narrative about their game and who they are as, with their identity, you don't know who's going to show up with Colorado. You never know.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you in the chat, Love and Liberty, all that good stuff. That we know what happens if they win. That's a win and it looks good. But what's the impact going into the offseason of a loss?
On both sides or just for Colorado?
Just for Colorado.
Just for Colorado, I think that it's almost worse than losing the game to Kansas, because when Colorado went down in Kansas, everybody in that stadium, including every player, every coach, knew what was on the line for Colorado. I was sitting right behind Colorado's bench. Their whole team knew exactly what the score was and what they had to lose as far as being in control of their destiny, going to the Big 12, going to the playoffs. Everybody knew. And the vibe at first was, we're not scared, we're not worried. We've easily got the talent to shut these MFers down. And it could not make it happen. And that's what scares me about BYU, because I think BYU has a trickier.
I think something happened to your audio.
Okay, well, I'll stop and let you guys talk.
Okay, so yeah, I think Colorado has an issue with understanding big moments. I think Coach Prime knows. Coach Prime and some of the guys that are around him knows, but I think the young men have an issue with understanding like really, really big moments and capitalizing and trying to make sure that, because we all knew it out here. We all knew. We was like, oh, Kansas is like, at that point they were what, 5? Were they 4 and something or 5 and something? They needed to win out. They were 4 and something when we saw them. Right. They were 4 and whatever their record was. They had won 4 games. Yeah, so I feel like Colorado looked down upon them. They said, oh, this team is 4 and something. We already in. They got in before they got in. So it was like, bruh, like, but this was huge. It was huge. And Baylor showed them what they needed to do. This is how you do it, Colorado.
Right, but will there be talk if they lose? Will it impact them? Will it be talks of? Will the talks get loud of Coach Prime can't win a bowl game?
Oh, that's where you're going with this.
It would be bad. It's going to be bad if they lose. And I mean, not to me. Like, I'm ride or die with Coach Prime. Coach Prime's a winner. He's going to win. It's just a matter of time. But man, the stories and the talk would be horrendous if they lose to BYU in this game. They need to run them off the field.
TC's going to come back in the conversation. Look, Coach Prime, TC won the Celebration Bowl. You can't win anything. I see where you're going. I see what you're trying to do there, DC.
No. Be honest with you, it didn't come up until I asked the question. I was like, "Oh crap, I forgot about this." Harry's gonna think I'm setting them up, but no, I'm curious what the that's a good one. You helped me. I think the thing for me is you best believe you gonna hear he can't win a bowl game. You best believe. But I personally, I think you'll hear the chatter. I think that if they lose. From my perspective, I don't think that's a huge knock, but I don't think you want to go into a situation where you have two first round top 5 draft picks and a Heisman, and you lose that game. That's probably not going. It's going to have a negative perspective. I don't think that stops people from coming to Colorado. I just think you're going to be talked about. You probably going to hear stuff about, let's say. Also, they probably will hear stuff with, if Travis doesn't do well, he was distracted,
right?
All kind of stuff. So that's why I don't want to see that. That part.
First of all, that's going to play into the whole. That's going to make Travis Hunter's story blow up a little bit more. And Lord, please, for the love of God, let him not drop some balls. Let him not miss. If he's going to play both sides of the ball this game, let him not miss a tackle. Oh Lord!
And please let them not zoom in on her every time he does drop that ball.
I don't think she should go to the. I don't think she need to go to the game. I think she need to stay in the locker room.
Hey, she need to come in there. If she come in there, she needs to be in the mascot uniform. She does not know how to know.
I'll tell you, she does not need to be at the game. Like, stay home. Don't even come to the game, because you don't want to be the one hearing all of those stupid stuff that some of those players who are going to be drinking some beers. You don't want to hear them say all those things and then you be hurt. And then you're going to respond to him again. You know what I'm saying? In a negative way, and it's going to be all over camera. Let this one just be about Travis Hunter. Stay somewhere away from the game, away from cameras. Do not come out. I don't care if people speculate that the relationship is over. Don't even worry about that stuff. If your relationship is good, let it be good. Do not show up on camera. And then don't come out here with all that fake hugging kisses. Don't be trying to tongue her down because, oh my God, look, their love is intact. Like, that's fake. We can smell that stuff coming a mile away. Travis Hunter, I'm going to send you this message right now. Do not come out here tonguing your girl down to try to prove nothing. Okay? We don't need it. I can't say this without laughing, but it's a serious matter. Okay? If I know anything about TV and TV audiences, don't come out here trying to prove nothing, giving up long hugs that don't mean nothing, trying to hold on a little extra. Don't do it. Just leave her in the hotel room or leave her in Boulder somewhere.
No, I agree. I agree with this, Harry. I agree with all that.
Because we don't need to see. You don't need to put on a show for us. It's already as bad as it is. Don't fan the flames. Don't try to go out there and try to prove nothing to us. Leave her at home. We don't need to see none of that, bro. I mean, let this be about that game, because if I didn't know better, I think Colorado just made a bowl game since 2016.
Yeah, you're right. So I don't need to see her out there with some T-shirt with his face and on the back it's got Heisman Hottie. I don't need to see none of that kind of stuff. I just need it to be straight, focused.
It's in Texas, so there was that Water World and all that stuff. Anyways, Sea World or whatever. Yeah, so it's hot over there. Heisman Hottie. What the heck? Oh man, you think she would go to the mall and get a Heisman Hottie shirt made? Oh man, nah, but we don't need to see.
Hey, what if she shows up in a shirt that says Mrs. Heisman?
Oh Lord, no.
Oh Lord,
no.
But okay, like on a serious note, this should be about Colorado. This game needs to be about Colorado. Let's not create no outside narratives. You know what I'm saying? Let this not be about Travis Hunter and his girl. I want Colorado to enjoy having the fact that we have the Heisman. That's Big 12. Having the fact that we went to the Alamo Bowl. Hey, let Colorado have this moment. Let's not make it about nobody else. It won't be right. It's just not. It wouldn't feel right for Colorado to enjoy this moment and then let it be taken away by some narrative that's outside of college football. Because all of those channels that were not even paying attention to any of us out here, they're going to be watching this game tomorrow, right? Looking for content. They're all going to be watching.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Prime called Leanna himself and was like, listen, dog, you need to stay. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Prime was like, listen, This would be the wrong game to be at.
Right.
I mean, I just wouldn't be surprised if Coach Prime actually intervened in this particular situation to say, listen, the rest of you guys' lives is going to be whatever it's going to be after this, but let's finish with the focus on football, just like all you guys are saying, because there is just no way around the fact that if she's there, it becomes the Kardashification of the bowl game. It becomes a separate parallel storyline that we're not here for. And this is why, I'm not going to go on a rant here, but it bothers me because I'm here to talk football, y'all. I'm here to talk about the GOAT of my life that I've ever seen play. I'm not here for this drama, this side stuff. And that's why it gets under my skin a little bit, because it's like the people who want to talk down on Travis are helping perpetuate the story. But here I am doing it right now, talking about it too. So I default back to what you told me earlier, Harry. You're right. But I just wouldn't be surprised if in this scenario, Coach Prime kind of put his foot down and was like, we're not going to have any of that this week.
Yeah. Man, we need to make sure that don't call her up on the podium to say nothing. We don't need none of that. Like, just let it be about Peggy, because we already got that narrative that started in the beginning of the season. We want to get Peggy to a bowl game. We want to make sure that, she's able to enjoy the game. You know what I'm saying? So let it just be about that, and then let's end on that. Let it not be about anything else, because it's going to be about that. All of those channels are going to be watching, and they're going to be recording the game, looking for cues. Like, give me anything, give me something. You feel me? So let's end with Peggy. Let me go ahead. I got Peggy queued up. Let me get her on the screen so that she can go ahead and give us her message. Come on, Peggy, give us your message, girl. All right, here she goes. Let me make sure I got her on the screen there. Okay, here we go. All right, Peggy, what you got to say, girl?
Hi, Buff Nation, Buff fans. We're on a big limo down here in San Antonio getting ready to go to a pep rally for the Alamo Bowl, which we're going to win, by the way, but we're going to give them a few cheers to help them along the way. So go Buffs.
Go Buffs. Skull Buffs. Colorado, just for a very long time, has not had a bowl, has not been through a bowl, have not been talked about. Ain't nobody talking about Colorado. Rick George, he takes over from, was it the Texas Rangers? From his baseball team management. He goes to Boulder, finds himself Coach Prime, and he says, hey, man, Prime, I'm a winner. You're a winner. Let's do this thing together. Let's make a run. Second year, bowl. Second year now, bowl game. What do you think is going to happen in the third year? It's going to be a lot of things that happen in the third year. All right, third year. We'll see what happens in the third year. Are all hearts and minds clear? Hey, how much longer you got to go, Love and Liberty, before you get there?
I think I'm about 30 minutes out.
Oh, so you're almost there.
I'm 25 minutes out, and I really appreciate the show getting me my whole drive today. It's made it go by so fast, man.
It's all good, man. I'm glad you're driving safe and everything is going well. You guys, are y'all planning on? Did y'all Google or predetermine where you're gonna go hang out before the game or before the game tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna definitely check out the Riverwalk tonight. I heard the DNVR show is gonna be at some place, I forgot, Mad Dogs, right outside of the team's hotel at about 9 o'clock. So we'll probably check out whatever DNVR has going on at 9 o'clock Central Time tonight. And then tomorrow, just hitting all the tailgate spots around the stadium before the game. And, of course, eating some delicious Texas barbecue, hopefully.
Nice. Hey, man, have a great time, man. Look, at that game, you feel me? Like, just take it all in, bro. Colorado, if you've been following Colorado football for a while, Colorado has not had this experience for a while, and the fan base really, really deserves this opportunity to just bash in the idea of going back to a bowl game, and hopefully, I mean, just getting recruits to come to the school. I mean, top recruits, top guys that are going for Alabama, guys that are leaving Alabama. I'm sorry, DC, but still, we got to bash a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Guys that are going for the Georgias. Colorado is in the conversation. This is all great for Colorado football. And not just that, the fact that Coach Prime is able to do all of this. Guess what? Names are coming out. Jackson, all right? Coach Michael Vick, Bill Belichick, they're all coming out of the woodworks. It's all happening because Coach Prime is succeeding where he's at. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter because that's my narrative. Create your own narrative. Final thoughts, guys. Let's get up out of here. DC, what are your final thoughts? And give me some score predictions so we can get up out of here.
I think it's around 42-35. Colorado. Yes, I am tempted to say BYU wins, but no, not on this one. I think they'll come and be ready. As far as anybody's going to the game, San Antonio is awesome. Military towns, I will tell you there's two type of foods you wouldn't believe that exist that are pretty good in military towns, and that's German food and Korean food. Off the chain. As far as I think, I can't wait to have a conversation after action review of the season. Hopefully, Colorado does well enough and they don't lose too many people to the portal. But it's been a fun year and enjoyed it.
So, do you think that if Colorado if they haven't jumped now, they're waiting for after the bowl game to jump?
Yeah, I think folks are trying to see if they're gonna get a chance to play or whatnot. If they're up, and if they don't, I mean, at the end of the day, is why stay a place you're not. If you can't get into a game in a blowout, why would you stay there?
I mean, but if you're looking for a blowout to get playing time, then where you're going is you got to either go to JUCO or you got to go to high school.
Well, I mean,
if you're looking for a blowout to play, then what makes you think you're going to get starting playing time anywhere else?
That's why Bama plays Mercer. You see what I mean? That's why. So you can get those guys in to play the Western Kentuckys in the Mercer. Unfortunately, Colorado doesn't have that on their schedule. Didn't have it on this year. They'll have a few next year, but then again, we've already had our conversation of we're going to have to readjust what we think about that schedule next year because I thought it would be easy. I don't know. You got a couple of easy ones, Wyoming, Delaware, but anyway, we'll talk about that later.
At the top of the year, you saw Georgia Tech and you was like, "Oh, this is done." And then Georgia Tech came and started knocking people off. You was like, "Oh Lord, we got a problem. We got a problem." Yo, we looked at that schedule again. We said, "Hello, Houston. I know we're in San Antonio today, but Houston, we got a problem." Oh man. Lord have mercy. But Colorado has a problem within because even when we do have blowouts, we don't sub people out. I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. So
that's why they padded the stats. That's why Travis shouldn't have won the Heisman. I'm kidding, folks. This is a joke. I heard somebody say that, but I don't believe that's true. He was awesome. That's just a joke.
All the prefaces. Anyways, love and liberty. I know you're driving, but please give me your final thoughts before DC takes all of my subscribers, my new ones away.
Final thoughts. Mainly, headline of my final thoughts would be the Heisman winner can't go out losing a bowl game to BYU. He just can't. The team, the coaches, everybody has to do whatever it takes to make sure that the story of this year ends correctly. They have it within their power, just like they had it within their power to beat Kansas, and they're going to have to use the learning experience from that Kansas game to say, you know what, we knew in that game that we could come back and we didn't make it happen. Let's never let it be a question today. We've got to send the seniors, the guys like Cam, Silman, Craig, the guys like Shiloh, The guys whose NFL drafts are not secured in the first round, they have got to do right by these guys and send them off with a blowout. That being said, if I'm picking the score for the game and putting money on it, I'm not betting against Colorado, but I'm afraid it's going to be more like inside 7 points, like 42-38 type deal. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Colorado beats the absolute brakes off BYU, because that is their potential. That's their ceiling, and I would love to see the end of the year see the Buffs peaking at their potential, not backsliding. And if they can peak in this game against BYU, the story for next year, it just looks beautiful. And we got to start off with Georgia Tech. So why don't you pretend that this BYU game is Georgia Tech? Go ahead and get psyched up. Go ahead and do what you're going to have to do for next year to be the team that you want to be tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the Buffs' chance to show who they're going to be in 2025 and run BYU out of the stadium. That being said, I have a lot of respect for BYU. They have a lot of athletes that get it done with their minds and their discipline more than their raw physical talent. And, that's a different kind of player, and that's going to be tricky for Colorado. And, so I'll be on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. People saying run the ball. Colorado doesn't run the ball. Let's just please. This is the last game. Okay. Rest your hearts, guys. Rest your hearts. Colorado will not run the ball. Okay. Let's enjoy a good passing game, guys. Okay. Let's enjoy a good passing game. Let's unleash Shador. Protect him a little bit and let him pass for 1 billion yards. I want to see Jimmy Horn catch 5 touchdowns. I want to see LeJounte catch 2 touchdowns. I want to see Travis Hunter catch at least 6 touchdowns. Let Shador throw the ball up fast enough, go run, get in the end zone, catch the ball. I want to see that. Let him just pass the ball, okay, guys? Please. Colorado does not run the ball. It's okay.
Hey, Harry, we'll let him pass the ball, but no 50-yard sacks. No 30-yard sacks this game.
Oh, my goodness. Good luck with that. You mean like when he's running in the zigzag trying to elude potential sackers, and then he eventually says, okay, go ahead and get me? Well, what is he playing for now? Like, now that the season is over, what exactly would he be playing for to hold the ball? His NFL draft stock? Like,
you're right. He don't need to pad those completion percentage stats anymore, so hopefully we won't have any of those.
There's nothing left. So it's like, yo, just throw the ball away, bro. If it's there, just throw. As soon as you smell somebody coming, throw it away. We're going to fight for another down. Like, we ain't got time for this. All right? Don't run backwards. Just look, the quarterback that we're getting, I forget his name already because I haven't done all the research, but the quarterback that we're getting, he has some legs on him. He ain't got concrete feet or cement feet like Shador. So, hey, and we just need him not to be as accurate as Shador. We just need him to be able to just throw the ball a little bit. But then you can run. Oh, Lord.
But I also don't want to see 15,000 zoom ins on Juju. Don't do this, folks. Let it just be show the team, show the Sanders boy smiling, show Peggy about 3 million times, and let Hunter and let him do the pose and stuff like that. But let's just not be getting into all the other stuff. I don't want to see 15,000 shots of Juju. This is the heir apparent.
But wait, are you saying that for the ESPN guys, or what are you saying?
Yes, the ESPN guys. We don't need to be zooming in on Juju the entire time. Let us enjoy the game, fight stuff. I don't need to hear. I'm already kind of a little subconscious about even saying the words Juju. So let's just make sure I'm playing with y'all. Let's just focus on
if you're a Christian for sure.
Yes. So I just want folks, to be able to. I really wanted just to be a celebration of a phase in Coach Prime's career, where all his sons are graduated, all 3 of them, and that they go ahead and that it move into something else. No drama, no nothing, just a really good game, and make it be about Peggy, that Coach Prime kept a phenomenal promise, and that's what it should be about.
Hey, Coach Prime, if you get this message, please have your boys ready to play in that first half, because this is not the team you want to play around with. Let's not try to give them too much scores, but again, we told you this before, and they came out and laid an egg. So anyways, this message just came in, so let me just go ahead and give y'all this before we're on our way out. Duke, Ole Miss, and Colorado are 3 early schools to watch for Tulane transfer running back Mekhi Hughes. All right, and the number 3 overall player in the On3 transfer portal has rushed for 2,779 yards and 22 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. So Colorado is in the running for this guy. Again, the final decision comes down to, is Colorado invested enough in the run game to lure somebody like this guy? All right. I don't know. Does Colorado get somebody like this? We don't know. We don't know if Colorado is about that life. I don't know. Because why would you come to a Colorado? And I hate to sound like a Debbie Downer, but if you got aspirations, you got 2,779 yards in two seasons. You come to Colorado, they're only going to give you the ball at least 10 times for your entire time. You know what I'm saying? So that's a hard one. But anyways, guys, y'all have a good weekend. If y'all come back tomorrow to watch the game together, that'll be a great thing. Hey, Love and Liberty, enjoy the game, man. You're going to be at the game. Enjoy it, man. Have a great time with your family out there. Make sure to walk the dog. Don't be like us black dudes where we just tie the dog up on the outside and be like, hey, throw you a bone. Make sure to walk the dog.
Man, our trip centers around the off-leash dog parks between here and there. So he gets off-leash like 2 hours a day, and then we walk him like 3 miles. So he's like snoozing right now. He knows he's going to get his time.
Oh, okay, good. So you're not like D.L. Hewley said, with these black dudes, we don't walk dogs. We tied them up, and then my aunt found her dog hung himself in the backyard. We don't want that, so that's not a good thing. Anyway, DC, have a great weekend. Love and Liberty, have a great weekend. If you guys come back tomorrow, we'll love it. All right, guys. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being here. Salute and salute. I will see you. Get it? See you. That's Colorado University or University of Colorado. On the next video. Peace out. Good. Take care, guys.